A warm, windy day in Foxborough, Mass, where the Bills have come hoping to extend their perfect record against a Patriot team that's been so tough on them in this stadium. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Don Crickey. Today you'll be watching a Buffalo team that many people in the NFL feel right now might be the best ball club in the league. For 2 seasons, the Bills have been dominant in the AFC, but the one rival they have not been able to dominate, the New England Patriots. The Patriots have beaten the Bills 8 of the last 10 years here in Foxborough. I'm joined by former Bill, Paul McGuire. Marv Levy, the Bills coach, Paul, has some pretty strong feelings. Why it's so tough?
Yeah, it is tough. The whole team in total, they just don't like the player. Always something happens. It rains, whatever. Kelly has a bad day. So Marv Levy just said to the team, look, here's what we're going to do. We're going to go up there. We're going to get in our rooms, have a little room service, watch a little television, get to bed early, get up tomorrow, come out to the ballpark, which is today, and win the ball game and go on home.
And hopefully he does not turn the ball over. That's been a big problem. Dick McPherson, his counterpart with the Patriots, feels the honeymoon's over in your second year as a head coach. He needs a big win. A year ago, in a similar scenario, a great Houston team came in heavily favored, and they were upset by the Patriots. He's hoping to turn that again today. Leonard Russell, the standout running back for the Patriots, really got on his teammates, though, recently, Paul.
Yeah, he did. Leonard Russell just came out and forcefully said, we just aren't doing anything. We are not helping our team. We are not doing the things we're supposed to do. We're pros. Let's get on with it and do the right things. Leonard Russell is 6'2", 240 pounds, and I'm going to tell you something. When he spoke, they all listened.
And there is Coach Mack, a man who engenders great enthusiasm in his ball club. But we need a win. The stadium is sold out. First telecast of a home game for the Patriots in the Boston area since 1990. WBZ Television, the NBC affiliate, picked up the remaining 1,000 tickets. So the game is on locally, and Coach McPherson's used that as a motivator. He said the stands are sold out. They've come to see you beat Buffalo again. Here is Christie kicking off for the Bills. Gets it down to about the 3-yard line. And the ball is brought back out across the 25-yard line to about the 27. Running it back was John Vaughn, who returned a kickoff 99 yards for a touchdown last year. Hugh Millen has been struggling at quarterback. The 5th-year strong armer from Washington. There are his blockers. Bruce Armstrong, a Pro Bowl player. Larry Williams in for Chung at right guard. Some injury problems up front. Russell, they hope to get the ball to, as mentioned, 25 times this game. Stevens will be a blocker now. Fryer and McMurtry, the wideouts. Marv Cook caught more passes than any tight end in the NFL last season, 82. But has only 4 this year. Bills coming early, and penalty markers go down. Cornelius Bennett looking to get a hold of Millen, who's been sacked 13 times in the Patriots' first 2 games.
One thing the Patriots are doing that they said they were going to do yesterday is this. They're coming out with their tight end, Marv Cook, number 85, to the left. This is a right-handed football team. They're putting 2 wide receivers to the right side, Cook to the left side. They want to try to stabilize Bruce Smith and or run directly at him.
Patriots have had virtually no offense. They're averaging just 3 points a game. This time they get power up the middle. Leonard Russell, the man who challenged his teammates, now takes on the middle of the Buffalo defense and pushes the pile way back. Shane Conlon and Darryl Talley, a couple of backers. That's Talley, 56, getting up with the tacklers. Bruce Smith having an all-pro year after his injury problems. Linebacking solid. Cornelius Bennett with a new $2 million a year contract. Playing very well. When they go to their dime defense, Carlton Bailey and Shane Conlon will come out. Extra DBs come in. Kirby Jackson and Kurt Schulz, a rookie, to join Odoms, Williams, Henry Jones, and Mark Kelso. Second down now. 2nd and 6. Back to the run. Russell turns it up. Not for very much. On a 2nd down and 6 carry, he may have gotten a yard before Cornelius Bennett, the 4-time All-Pro player for the Bills, number 97, brought him down.
Cornelius Bennett just staying to the outside. That's his job. He's the outside linebacker. Now watch, he's with Cook, and he just handles him, pushes him to the inside, just kind of screens off and makes the play. Williams is there, but Cornelius Bennett is the man who made the tackle. But Russell's a load, isn't he?
He's a big man, and he's the guy they have to have on the field carrying the ball to keep the Bills' offense off it. Simpson and Fryer, the wide receivers. Hard throw, and a beautifully executed play by the Patriots is coming off the left flank. is Greg McMurtry, the former Michigan All-American, who grew up in nearby Brockton, Mass. Rocky Marciano's hometown, a 14-yard gain.
That time, the Patriots, they had Bruce Smith lined up on the left-hand side as the defensive end. He came in. He was double-teamed on the left-hand side by Harlow and the back, and they got the ball to McMurtry.
Millen's had problems getting the ball downfield, primarily because the pass rush has been on him. Now a misfunction. Irving Fryer may have moved early.
It's about 4 yards downfield. Here comes Irving. You think this is early? Look at Nate Odom. So where are you going? Whoops. I think he made a mistake.
Ball start. Number 80 offense. 5 yards. Moving prior to the snap. Pistol first down.
This drives a coach crazy. Remember first down? They moved already. Here they are in a first down and 10 situation again, moving the ball, and penalties. Drives a coach absolutely up a wall, because you're sitting there, you're in the third game of the season, and you're still making dumb mistakes.
First and 15. Odds against converting for a first down. They go back to the run. And again, they go to Leonard Russell, a second-year back from Arizona State. The run's ahead for a gain of about 8 yards.
Well, this play was designed to go to the left. Now, to the right on the screen, but watch what Russell does. Everybody pursues right, so he comes back to his right. Picks up about 7 yards on the play. Nice cutback.
Russell, as a high school senior in Long Beach, California, was picked by Sports Illustrated as the #1 high school football player in the country. Went to junior college, came to the Patriots as a #1 draft choice, and had a very good first year, over 900 yards rushing. Russell playing with a bad ankle, but he refuses to hold out of practice because of it. He likes the work, and he takes on Shane Conlon, number 58 of the Bills. Gain of just 2 on that ball.
Well, Coach McPherson told us, you know, when you take a look at the keys to the Patriots offense, is that they have to run the ball and control the ball. That's what they're doing. No penalties. They've already had a couple, and no turnovers. They haven't done that yet. But control the football. By doing that, as Coach Mack said, it keeps Jim Kelly and the Buffalo Bills offense off the field.
The Bills, when they're out there, put tremendous pressure on a defense that run a play about every 15 seconds. Third down, they need 3. Millen gets some time. He might take it himself as he turns the corner, makes the move, and he darts out of bounds at first down yardage. So sold-out Foxborough rises in salute of Hugh Millen, who's really struggled. He's got a lot of ability, and he's been down on himself, Paul. As you know, he feels he's really let his team and fans down.
He does, and that time when Millen went back to throw, everyone was covered. Credit the defensive secondary. They held everyone up. They had no play. He had no place to go, so he just tucked the ball in and ran to the outside. The only guy out there was Phil Hansen, number 90. He just didn't have enough speed to catch him.
This house of horrors for the Bills, beaten here 8 of the last 10 years. You pointed out earlier, Paul, they turned it over a lot. Kelly was sacked a lot last year. Patriots have had the ball the whole game so far on offense. Russell cuts back and somehow finds room. Looked like he'd gain nothing. Instead, he gets ahead for a gain of about 4. Shane Conlon, one of the very best in the league against the run. Lead tackler along with Darryl Talley, another backer.
Well, the lead blocker is Stevens. Watch number 44 when he comes down the line of scrimmage. You see him here on the outside. He just gets a little piece of Shane Conlon. That's all they have to do. Then Russell cuts back to the inside, and he picks up 4 yards on a play. But, you know, when you talk about Stevens, here's a guy that was one of their best runners, and now he is their designated blocker.
Getting a lot of work here, Paul.
Well, Russell 5 times for 24 yards. That's almost 5 yards a carry. But he said he wants to carry the ball at least 25 times.
Well, he's 20% of the way there with 9:50 to play in the first quarter. Now markers go down as Russell takes a hit, spins off. More trouble comes, and he's swept under back at the 47-yard line.
Bruce Smith was offside. I would believe that's what they're going to call. He moved ahead. Bruce Armstrong is the tackle, all-pro, number 78 on the outside. Bruce Smith, 78 on the other side, across from him. But I think
Tom White is our referee, and he says
Offsides. Number 78 defense.
Good ball.
Illegal block in the back. Number 63 offense. The The foul's all set. Second down.
We had a double penalty, one against the Patriots for hitting in the back, so they just cancel each other out. It remains second down and about 6.
Bruce Smith, limited playing time a season ago. This year, the best defensive lineman in the league so far, 4.5 sacks in 3 games. Now, that doesn't tell the real story. He's got pressure on the quarterback almost every passing down.
I liked it when you asked Phil Hansen yesterday about Bruce Smith, and all he did was smile.
Never seen anything like it. Second down. Patriots in a scoreless game need 6. Russell in a big play. Coming up is Jeff Wright, the Bills' nose tackle, number 91. And he makes a tackle for a 5-yard loss.
Yeah, it's a good thing they didn't run towards Bruce Smith's side because, I mean, we're talking about him ahead of time, but he does so many things. Bruce Smith, watch him on the left, right in the center. He goes right up in the hole. Now, Jeff Wright, number 91, is the true nose tackle. He gets up in the backfield, a loss of 4 yards. Now it's 3rd and 11. This is where the Patriots did not want to be. But on 3rd down, conversions are pretty good.
Riccozzi is now in at center. He comes in for the shotgun snap. 3rd and 10. Bills defense hasn't given up a point in 5 quarters. Out pattern. Connections made, but so is the defense right there. James Williams comes over and makes the stop well short of the first down, and the Patriots punter has to come out as McMurtry made the catch, short gain.
You mentioned Riccozzi comes in. It's very interesting because Riccozzi does not start. He only comes in on a shotgun situation where he centers the ball. He's a very good pass blocker. Remember, he was with the Cleveland Browns. And this guy is a good player, but the heat was on Millen. He had no place to throw. He just dumped the ball to the outside, threw the safe pass, and not down the middle to have it picked off. And now they have to punt. There's Riccozzi.
He comes out. Tim Goad, the nose tackle, is the punt center. Chris Hale's back for the Bills. Punt hit downfield by Sean McCarthy, who's having a good year, and he gets a lot of work. Punt for this team, and the ball is down, way down. Beautifully done on special teams. Todd Collins, the rookie linebacker, covered inside the 5-yard line. So the Bills come on offense when we come back. The long field to go. Jim Kelly, the Bills' all-pro quarterback, putting up the big numbers again. Again, the AFC passing leader, 7 touchdown passes so far.
He is so strong, and he is so comfortable back there.
That's one of the big reasons. That's a wall up front. Wolford, Richer, Hull, Parker, and the huge Howard Ballard, who they listed 325, Paul, but he takes up the hallway walking through the hotel. Thurman Thomas, the MVP in the NFL, the main running back. Gardner catches and blocks. Lofton Reed, the wideouts. Metzlar is having a good year at tight end. He's caught 11 so far, 3 for touchdowns. Come out with a 3 wide receiver set and go to Thurman Thomas. And he does good things. Hit in the backfield by Maurice Hurst, a cornerback. He then takes it ahead for a big gain. Randy Robbins finally knocking him down. Defensively, Agnew's playing very well. Goad always does. Tippett, the 10-year veteran, in passing situations. Lockhart and Rembert, the inside backers, come out. Rookie Rod Smith comes in along with another rookie, Deion Lambert, to join Poole and Hurst, Robbins and Henderson. Patriots are hurt in the linebacking core. Vincent Brown is out. And in the secondary, Gordon is out. Thomas runs again. After his first down carry, he darts up the middle for a gain of almost 8 yards.
And the Patriots are doing something a little bit strange. They're playing with a basic defense right now. 3-4 defense and 4 defensive backs. They just blow up the middle. Richard, number 51, gets an excellent block. Ken Hall gets an excellent block. And they got the first or second down and 1.
Thurman Thomas coming out of the backfield, and Kelly comes into him high, and the coverage was right there by linebacker David Howard, number 99 for New England, who's been playing great football. Last week, in a losing effort against Seattle, he had 11 tackles, had a sack, forced a fumble, broke up a pass, and he's taken over the starting job right now from Chris Singleton, a former #1 draft choice who's been hurt.
And that's why he's in there, because of the job he's done. You get rewarded when you play well.
Bills have converted 50% of their 3rd downs this season. They need just over a yard on this one. Markers down. If the play goes, the carry's good for a first down.
That's offside, Patriots. This will be they'll take the penalty because it didn't pick up 5 yards, obviously, but it'll be a first down. It may be
Offside.
Brent Williams.
The center of the defensive line. 5 yards, previous
how about the
5.
center of the defensive
First
line?
down.
That's Brent and company. Number 96, Brett Williams. Watch this. He's over Richer and everybody. They're right center of the defensive line, except for Gold. He didn't jump. Don't blame him.
Big Freddie Smerlas is now in the game, the 14-year veteran for the Patriots. He spent 11 years with the Bills. Kenneth Davis looking for room. He finally finds some on a first down carry. Stopped at the line, bouncing wide, gets 5. Tackled by a cornerback, Maurice Hurst, and a linebacker, Johnny Rembert.
Well, this is what that counter trade, I guess, that the Redskins do it. They pull the offside tackle and guard, Parker and Ballard, and then Davis goes up in there. But the one thing about this play, I'm not taking anything away from Kenneth Davis because I think there's a lot of teams he could play for. There's just poor tackling by New England.
Kelly putting it over the middle to his all-pro receiver, Andre Reed, who runs virtually all his patterns over the middle, right into the teeth of a defense where a lot of guys won't go.
I said, we talked to Andre last night. They're going to measure this. We talked to Andre Reed last night, and I said, it takes a special kind of person to go across the middle time and time again. And he thought for a second, and he looked, and he said, yeah, I guess so. And he said, somebody's got to go in there. And he said, that's what I do. But the one thing about playing that position that he plays, which is the inside receiver, he has more field to work with than the outside receiver does. See, the defensive secondary man on the outside has a sideline to help him. With Reed inside, Andre Reed could go either right or left. But he knows when he goes in the middle, he's going to get hit. So he said, might as well catch the ball anyway.
That was his 18th catch of the year. He's been to the last 4 Pro Bowls out of Kutztown State in Pennsylvania. One of the many small college players who've excelled for the Bills.
They got Mitch Farad on the left end, and he's eligible, number 59.
They throw touchdown passes to linemen out from here. Here comes Thurman Thomas. And again, they bounce wide left and turn it up. Thurman Thomas gets out to the 48-yard line for a first down.
Thurman Thomas, I mean, he's just having a tremendous year. And one of the things is that he knows that he has Kenneth Davis behind him. He'll send him in. He just did that. Thurman wants to take a blow, sends Kenneth in. The Bills come right back. They don't stop a beat. They just keep right on going.
Bills running plays quickly. Now the give is to Kenneth Davis, cutting back. He has a problem. There was a lot of rain here over the last 2 days. Sun has broken through at the moment, although there's a forecast of 50% chance of rain.
Yeah, they said that they have forecasts like they have everywhere. Here goes Kenneth Davis. Now watch it. He just slips here, and then he'll slip again right here as he tries to make a cut. He's going to either, what happens now, these guys will change shoes or change cleats.
Kelly on 2nd and 9. Fires hard again. It's Andre Reed. He's not to the first down marker, but he is ahead for a gain of about 8. Rod Smith, rookie from Notre Dame, makes the stop. The Patriots' second-round draft choice. Patriots have had 2 good drafts the last 2 seasons. Kelly, the Patriot coach, is saying looking more comfortable, more effective than he's ever been, running a no-huddle offense. Timing up. Another connection. Again, it is Andre Reed. Kelly's great at spotting the one receiver who's not doubled and putting the ball there. Reed is usually double, though, isn't he, Paul?
Yeah, he is. And Rod Smith, that time, it had the duty, number 22, as a backup guy to come in and to cover Andre Reed. Now, you're looking at 5 defensive men in the secondary for the Patriots. Actually, yeah, there's 5.
Thurman Thomas.
He
down
slipped.
Carry. He's ahead for a gain of 3. Patriots had some keys to defense to stopping Jim Kelly.
Yeah, okay, here they are. They talk about Kelly because he is so effective. This is a 2-minute drill throughout the entire game as far as the offense is concerned. Slow down Kelly. Well, they haven't done that. It's the first time they had the ball. Stop the run. They have not done that. And the run after the catch, they have done that.
Second down throw, and again, over the middle. This time it is James Lofton turning in.
Well, that's the stop after the catch. Jerome Henderson is the guy that tackled Lofton. What the Patriots want to do, and talking to Joe Collier yesterday, is just, and you're going to see it here, watch Lofton. When he comes down, Henderson is going to be there. He makes the catch, bang, the tackle is made. Don't let the Bills get anything more after the catch.
Thurman Thomas, the lone setback. He's been the NFL's total offense leader the last 3 years. And here is a tackle on a knockdown. Brent Williams comes up to make the play. So that was Kenneth Davis who had just come in. And so the Bills now have a long yardage play.
Well, Williams makes the play, but if Will Wolford would have continued with the block, he would have held. So he let the man go and sacrificed Davis. Here's the offensive keys. Be patient. Isn't that amazing? This team is, I mean, when you go that fast, how patient can you be?
Kelly gets time. He's deadly when he is. The connection was made, but then the ball is dropped by Steve Tasker. David Poole was covering. The left cornerback for the Patriots is a former Bill, David Poole.
Steve Tasker, you know, he's playing a lot in this formation. Brad Lamb is the guy. Don Beebe is on IR. Now here comes Tasker across the middle. This ball hits him in the hands. You should catch the ball. The ball is there. He just dropped it.
So now 3rd down and 12 comes up for Buffalo. Scoreless game. Kelly changes the play. They snap to the up back. Thurman Thomas. Patriots aren't fighting.
Kelly said something to Kent Hall, who was the center, and I don't know if that made the change in the play. The Bills do this from that shotgun situation where they snap the ball directly to Thurman Thomas. There was just no place to go. Defense was there, stopped Thomas. They're going to kick a field goal. Here's Thurman up the middle. You'll see the direct snap. Kelly is there, Kent Hall. Then there's a cross block between Hall and Richards, 67 and 651, but the play is stuffed right in the middle.
Steve Christie is in now to try a field goal. It's a 42-yard attempt as he tries to open the scoring. It's got plenty of distance, and he drives it through. So the Bills drive down the field, stall, and then their new kicker, Steve Christie, delivers from 42 yards out for a 3-0 lead. With Paul McGuire, this is Don Criqui back at Foxborough. Christie, who just hit a field goal to give the Bills a 3-0 lead, kicks off into the end zone, and Walter Stanley, just acquired, has problems fielding a hard-hit line drive, and so it'll come out on a touchback to the 20. The Patriots, who moved the ball the first time without points, will try again. Coach McPherson's Patriots have been haunted by the 5-no's.
Yeah, no interceptions. They have no turnovers on defense, no fumbles, no extra points because they scored a touchdown and they missed the extra point. No field goals. They've tried a few, and obviously 0-2, no wins, and that adds up to a no-no.
They've been in every game. They lost at Anaheim to the Rams 14-0, then lost here at Foxborough last Sunday to Seattle 10-6. Hugh Millen has hit both his throws for 18 yards. He's had Fryer deep a couple times this season and missed him. He had him deep, wide open twice last week against Seattle. This time the Bills are reading Leonard Russell all the way. Shane Conlon leads the tacklers. Now let's go to NFL Live in New York and Bob Costas. Bob?
All right, Don, let's go to the Dome in Houston, where the Oilers are in front of the Chargers 10-0. This is Haywood Jeffries hauling in the 3-yard touchdown pass from Warren Moon for Moon, his 7th TD throw of the year. Al Del Greco has a 49-yard field goal. The 2-1 Oilers over the 0-3 Chargers, 10-0 in the first.
Oilers starting fast. Bills with a 3-0 lead here at Foxborough as Millen gives the ball and Russell turns it up. They're going to get him more than 25 carries, it looks like, Paul.
Yeah, because the plays are being sent in from the bench, and they're calling these plays. The crowd will be happy as long as they're still in the ball game. But in order, you know, Russell has to have a good game and carry the ball 25 times. But in order for the Patriots to win this football game, they're going to have to do it in the air, not on the ground. They're controlling the clock on the ground, but to score, they have to take it up top.
First quarter winding down, 48 seconds to play in it. Riccozzi's in. That means they'll go to the shotgun. 3 wide receivers in the game. They got the ball to Marv Cook a lot last year. They haven't been able to do that this year. Here's Leonard Russell on a run. And the Bills will shut that down at the 25-yard line. So a 3rd down run doesn't get there, not close.
You want to know how good Cornelius Bennett is? Well, I'll tell you what. They had a blocker on him. He not only gets away from the blocker. On the left of your screen, 97. Watch this. Cook is trying to block him. They come out with a tackle, get a piece of him, and then Cornelius gets off the block and makes the tackle. Solo tackle. That's unreal.
Bennett held out in a contract dispute, but has the general manager, Bill Polian, said he bleeds red, white, and blue. This is where he wanted to play, never wanted to leave. And when he holds out, he still comes in great shape. He's been a top player again when many take a few weeks to get started. A gusting wind could become more and more a factor as this game wears on. The Patriots punter, Sean McCarthy, is kicking right into that wind. Looks to be 20 miles an hour. Bills could get very good field position. Chris Hale is back, former Southern California player. McCarthy hits a line drive into it. Well done as he drives it into the wind. Here's Hale on the one hop, and the coverage is good. Bills will start from their 37, maybe farther back. A penalty marker comes in.
The Bills took a timeout with 22 seconds left to go to force the kick by McCarthy into the wind. That punt went 42 yards, a return of 5 yards, but that was heads-up thinking by the Buffalo Bills to stop the clock, make him kick into the wind, get good field position, but there is a flag on the play.
Illegal block, number 53, during the return, 10 yards.
Marcus Patton.
First down.
Well, Levy rails against dumb mistakes, as he calls them.
Well, yeah, you know, you call a timeout to have the guy kick into the wind, and you want... And look at the right of your screen, Marcus Patton. Marcus, you can see his number on his jersey. When you have a number on the jersey and a name on a jersey in the back, Kevin Turner, you can see Turner. You don't hit the name.
You don't need Sherlock Holmes to pick that out.
That's what Marv was upset about. They did all the things right except they had a bad block.
So the Bills now start from their 31-yard line, leading 3-0 with 11 seconds to go in the first quarter. Kelly, out pattern, strike. Andre Reed on the run out to the 34-yard line. All those Patriot coaches were emphasizing, Paul, yesterday, the ability to tackle well is a key to beating Buffalo, because these guys make their big plays after the catch. Short throws, then long runs. Coming up next on most of these NBC stations, it's game 2 of our NFL doubleheader. Some of you will see the surprising Steelers, still undefeated after 3 games, go against the Green Bay Packers. As we'll see Dan Marino and the Dolphins go against the Seahawks in Seattle, or the Jets take on the Rams at Anaheim. Check your local listings, doubleheader day on NBC Sports. Jim Kelly, first-team All-Pro quarterback for the Bills, likes his work. A big smile as he comes up behind his center, Kent Hall. Bills on offense loaded with Pro Bowl players. Again, they go to the run on a short yardage play and get the first down. Thurman Thomas starts ahead. He has led the NFL in all-purpose yards 3 straight years. He couldn't find his helmet in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, well, he's got it now. This year is going to be another big year for Thurman Thomas, because the one thing that Kelly emphasized yesterday, the Buffalo Bills, everybody thinks because they line up in a hurry-up offense, they throw the ball. They are about 50-50 run and pass, and most of that, at 50%, is Thurman Thomas in the run.
Kelly says the run and shoot is almost all pass. He said we're 50-50. Here is Thurman Thomas turning outside. Good defense by the Patriots. Number 36, Jerome Henderson, a second-year player from Clemson. Reading Thurman Thomas all the way. He's not hard to read when he's in the one-back set, as he is so often, but he still breaks for big yards usually.
Well, they're emphasizing tackle. Now, Henderson, number 36, watch him. He's got Thurman Thomas, and he's out in front of him. You see what happens when he gets out in front. Now, Parker can't get there to make the block. Henderson makes the play. 1-yard gain. Excellent defense.
Kelly with a big rush on him, fires downfield. He's got too much on it. Too much for Thurman Thomas, who gets popped anyway by Randy Robbins, one of the safeties for the Patriots.
It's a good thing he threw the ball when he did, because Andre Tippett was flying, and he had Kelly zeroed in. Here he comes, 56. Watch this. He gets the outside. Parker can't get there enough. Kelly is there. That ball is gone. Tippett's there. He had to throw it too soon. Sooner than he wanted to.
Kelly 5 for 8 throwing the ball for 37 yards. Third down, he leads line. Here comes a blitz. Tippett gets him, but Kelly gets his man in the open field as Andre Reed. It's a foot race now to the end zone, and Andre Reed might win it. He turns in and is finally taken down at the 8. Fumble. Live ball. It's the Patriots football after the big play by Buffalo of 52 yards. So instead of 6, the Bills cough it up. And a sold-out Foxborough Stadium stands in salute.
First of all, there was a blitz by the Patriots. Now, pool number 27 is going to eventually save a touchdown. Andre Reed is moving with the ball. He gets downfield. Randy Robbins missed him 48, but watch pool 27 right here is the guy that's going to turn him back to the inside. Andre Reed is going down. He gets hit as he goes down by Lambert, and the ball is kicked out. He was not down, Marv. He was not down.
We have replay, but the officials no longer do. Deion Lambert, a first-year player from UCLA with this power strike.
Here's
Boom.
the hit. That ball comes out. Andre Reed is not down, and that is an excellent call by the officials.
Now the Patriots go on offense, and they go back to their workhorse runner, Leonard Russell. Shane Conlon makes the tackle on him. Russell, a very motivated player. As Coach McPherson was saying yesterday, Paul, the trainer has some special gear on his ankle, and he'll just take it off and practice without it. He just wants to go.
When he spoke, they listened.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you, he did.
James Williams, the left cornerback for the Bills, is down, shaken up on the play. With 13:04 to play in the first half, the score remains the Bills 3, the Patriots nothing. Back to Foxborough after this.
We talked about the 5 no's of the Patriots. No turnovers, no fumble recoveries. Well, here's their first of the year in 3 games. Lambert hits Reed. He is not down. That ball comes out right now. What a hit. Patriots get the ball back.
Coach Mack in celebration on the sideline. Didn't get him 6. Signal. Wonder they're going to have to tape his ankles and get him out there.
He could play at least one play, I think.
2nd and 5. The Bills on the cutback make the stop. Bruce Smith was in. So was the nose tackle, Jeff Wright.
Jeff Wright just stuffed this play. I mean, he is in the backfield. There's just no place to run with the football. Watch 91. He takes the center all the way back, Chilton back into the ball carrier, and then gets help from his friends from Bruce Smith. That's Jeff Wright's tackle.
He had talked, Paul, about walking out of camp, walking out on the Bills over a contract problem.
Yeah, he's not. I mean, everybody around him that plays behind him, next to him, everybody makes more money than he does, and he vented some of his frustrations. And you know, the Bills do not renegotiate a contract. They'll extend the contract, but they won't. He's in a 5-year deal.
In his wisdom, he had his college coach negotiate it. Here's a throw to McMurtry, a block, and he turns the corner. He coughs it up, but out of bounds. Chris Hale came up and put the hit on him. A 12-yard gain on the play. Millen talked, Paul, about how the Bills' safeties play very deep, and he was going to try to hit something deep underneath it before long.
Yeah, he's looking at everything in the middle. They figure that they can hit there because the safeties will not give up the big play. They figure they can converge, cause turnovers. The Bills do that very well. But that time there when he hit McMurtry, the guy that came back was Irving Fryer, number 8. He gets an excellent block. They pick up the first down.
Millen throwing the ball well. It's 3 of 3 now for 30 yards in this game. On first down, he goes to Leonard Russell. He finds room, and Leonard Russell working hard. Crosses the 35-yard line before Conlon and Kelso stop him. That might be a ball on the field.
There's a ball on the ground. It's a question out. And remember, folks, there is no replay.
The play goes. It's an 11-yard gain.
Now that they're talking it over. Believe me, they're not. He was not down. Here it comes to the outside. Here's Shane Conlon. Now watch this. He reaches his arm in and pulls the ball out along with Kelso. Kelso's got the ball in his hand. That is a fumble. But again, they will not replay it. But did Kelso get it and keep it?
So once again, TV has replay, and the officials don't. The Commissioner Tagliabue, in his argument to the owners about keeping it, said no matter what, television's going to keep showing it back, and we have no means of correcting a play that goes wrong.
It comes, Conlon strips it, and then Kelso just takes the ball away. Now, obviously, he ended up with the ball. It should be the Buffalo Bills' ball. Here we go. Now we got to sort it out.
The ruling on the field is the player was down before the ball came out. Therefore, it's New England's ball. First down.
No, I'm sorry. There was a fumble, and they didn't have the guts to call the play. I'm sorry. And if they looked at the replay, they know it. And Marv is upset, and he's rightfully so, because that is a fumble. I mean, it didn't take that long to sit there and say, hey, he was down. Sorry.
Another illustration of why instant replay will be back next year in some form, in the opinion of most people in the league. 3-0 Bills. Second quarter, 1st and 10 Patriots. Leonard Russell powering out, getting some big blocks. His Pro Bowl tackle, Bruce Armstrong, number 78, moving people back.
Harold Talley's in on attack, and you know, it's amazing. Watch when Russell and he runs with the ball, when he is hit, watch what happens. Well, here's the fumble. We're going to take a look at this thing again. And Conlon strips the ball. We've seen it 4 or 5 times. Kelso ends up with the football. There's no way he's down.
Yes, there
and
is.
It doesn't take that long. I'm just what I'm saying. It doesn't take that long for an official. These guys took, what, 2 or 3 minutes to say the guy's down? He's either down or he's not down.
Well, he wasn't down, but he was down, because that's the way it went. Patriots keep the ball, and they go back to the run on a 2nd down and 5 run. Kevin Turner, rookie blocking back from Alabama, powers his way out. Leading the way for Leonard Russell, Shane Conlon on yet another tackle for the Bills.
But this is a situation, too, with the Patriots. And they're in the 3rd down and about 3, maybe 3.5. They're bringing Riccozzi in to go shotgun. But, you know, this is a team that can still run the ball in this situation, or should run the ball in this situation with Russell, because he is so strong. Now, he's the only guy, Russell is, number 32 in the backfield.
Leonard Russell takes a pounding and hands one out. He had 956 yards rushing in his first season a year ago. Open man underneath the zone coverage. Ben Coates, one of the tight ends, left open. He's ahead for a Patriot first down to the 49-yard line. Inside backers deep in their drops. Conlon and Bailey make the tackle way downfield.
You know what's happened in the last 10 years up here, don't you?
What's that?
The Bills have lost 8 of them. They lost last year, and let me just repeat something that we talked about. The Bills last year blocked 4 kicks, 2 field goals, a punt, and an extra point, and lost the ball game 16-13.
We're informed from the sideline that Bill's starting cornerback, James Williams, has a shoulder injury, and they're not sure yet whether or not he'll return to the game. Millen sets his offense on 1st and 10, trailing by 3. Good fake and an open man. Connection up the middle to John Stevens, who doesn't catch many. A 9-yard gain on 1st down.
This team, the Patriots, are doing exactly what they said they were going to do, or wanted to do. Now watch John Stevens. He's the guy that takes the fake. Carlton Bailey gets out. He's picking up the tight end. That's Cornelius Bennett, number 97, coming over to make the play. But Stevens takes the fake, and it goes up, and it's a little dump pass. They pick up 8.5, almost 9 yards on the play. But the Patriots are doing what they want to do. Control the football, keep Kelly and the offense off. There have only been 2 series of downs for the Bills.
Now the Patriots have speed at the I-back position. John Vaughn is in, and he gets the ball. He gets a lot of bills as he stopped. Millen so far, Paul, hasn't missed a throw.
5 for 5, not pretty. And he said to us, 5 for 5, 46 yards. That's an average of 9. So what he said yesterday, the Bills, if you're going to throw on them, don't try to go deep, because they have people that are deep. Take some short stuff in the middle. The last 2 passes, Stevens and Coates, were both in the middle of the field where the linebackers are flying. It's open in the middle. Don't be surprised to see him come back to the tight end again.
The threat of rain seems to be gone for now. It's a beautiful, breezy autumn day in New England. Temperature in the low 70s. There's Walt Corey, defensive coordinator for the Bills. The Patriots are finally showing some offense in their 3rd game. Here's an out pattern and a catch to Marv Cook, the tight end who went to the Pro Bowl as a starter last January. Turning out on the strong safety, Henry Jones.
They have Ben Coates out there, and also Marv Cook, 85 and 87. Millen goes back, and he's looking all the way for his tight end on the outside. Doesn't look anywhere else. The guy in his face is Cornelius Bennett. That's late. Watch this. There's the 2 tight ends. Cook's right out to the outside. All they have to do is pick up 2 yards. They do that. Henry Jones is there, but it's too late.
Big back offense now, Paul. Russell and John Stevens in there with Stevens the up back. On first down, they've gone to Russell a lot, and they do again. And he is taken down at about the line of scrimmage. Maybe got a yard. Jeff Wright was there to make a play on him.
It's called the old bunch play. You run up in the middle, a bunch of Bills hit you. That time, when they ran in the middle, there was just no place to go. They forced everything. Blockers never got off their block. The defense stood them up. No place for Russell to go. I was just going to ask you about a guy like Stevens, John. You watched him, and he's had some great years, and all of a sudden now being the designated blocker, basically.
Change of roles as a rookie. In '88, he was the NFL Rookie of the Year, gained almost 1,200 yards. Has never reached those levels since. Darryl Talley left early from the right linebacker position and took a shot at Millen.
Now, there were flags all over the place before. Now, there's a third flag that's in the backfield. Here they come. Talley, Bruce Smith. Now, he hits, and Talley is not trying. He's trying to pull up. He's not trying to hit him. Millen is going back.
False start. Number 70 offense, moving prior to the snap. 5 yards, still second down.
Yeah, they didn't call. I saw the third flag in the backfield, beyond the 40-yard line, and I was thinking, I thought maybe they threw a flag against Talley. He did not. Redding is the guy that pulls up number 70. Watch here, and as soon as he does, watch how quick Bruce Smith. Here he goes. He's gone. Boom. Smith is in. Talley's in. Talley sees Smith go. He goes. And he did try to hold up. Another penalty in a drive.
Well, they wanted 25 carries from Leonard Russell.
He's got 15. This is 12th play in this drive.
15 carries for Russell, 51 yards. Millen has an open track. He looks for the 12th man and bails out after a gain of about 5 or 6 yards down to the 32-yard line. Now, at this point, the Patriots have the wind at their back, and their kicker, Charlie Bauman, is well within field goal range.
Pat Harlow absolutely threw Bruce Smith on the ground, and the referee is right there. I can't believe you can't see this. Watch Bruce Smith and watch number 77, Pat Harlow. Here it comes. Bruce goes inside. Watch what happens. Is this a takedown? I would hope so. He throws him on the ground, and the official standing back there looking at the quarterback. Someone better look at Bruce Smith getting held.
Harlow, a top tackle as a rookie a year ago. Marv Levy says, I don't like rookies. I like them as people, but not as players that make too many mistakes. But Harlow was good as a rookie in offensive tackle. Marv Cook over the middle, inside the 25-yard line, down to the 24 as the Patriot offense looking sharp for the first time this season. A 10-yard gain, and Millen is now 6 for 6 throwing the ball.
Well, you've got to be impressed with Hugh Millen. Hugh Millen is just standing in there. He knows he's got heat coming. He has confidence in his offensive line, and watch what he does. He just sits there and he waits, and he waits. And now he sees Cook, throws it over the middle. The Patriots are going to go for it on 4th down. Nice setup by Millen.
Coach Mack needs a win. This is no sure deal. It's about a yard. Bills go into a goal line defense. Big people digging in the gaps. Russell's been the guy. Russell is the guy. He's ahead. And is he there?
He didn't make it.
Might not have.
It's the mark on the official on this side of the field.
That's right.
He did not make it. Boy, that really hurts the team. I mean, this team has been on the field. They're moving the ball down. They're eating up the clock, and they have to come away with a score, and they don't pick up the first down.
So the long drive of the Patriots again ends without points, and the Bills take over when we come back. Beautiful day in Foxborough, and a big contingent coming over from Western New York to back the Bills, who right now are holding to a 3-point lead. They come in as over a 2-touchdown favorite against the Patriots, who've not won this season. Up the middle they go to Thurman Thomas, and he breaks it into open field. The race is on. Rod Smith tries to get him, and finally Andre Tippett, a linebacker in his 10th year, runs down Thurman Thomas. 30 yards downfield, he runs him down.
Yeah, Rod Smith is the guy that really saved the touchdown. Andre Tippett, here you're going to see him. He's going to break to the outside along with Thurman. Here he comes. Now he's running Thurman down. But when Rod Smith, 22, makes Thurman stop, Tippett continuing on makes the tackle. Good hustle by the defense.
Thurman Thomas now 8 carries, 70 yards. But the Bills with just a 3-0 lead. And Davis is in the game. Play fake by Kelly, looking deep. Andre Reed makes the play, and he's down inside the 20-yard line down to the 18. Jerome Henderson stops him, but it's a 26-yard gain, so the Bills now have gained 56 yards in their last 2 plays.
When Kelly does a play-action pass, when he throws this ball to Andre Reed, watch Maurice Hurst, number 37. He's the guy that's going to hit Andre here, and he got up very slow. Bam, he hits him. Reed holds onto the ball and picks up a couple more yards, but Hurst is hurting.
Andre Reed with 6 catches for over 100 yards. Kenneth Davis tries to turn it up. On first down, he works his way inside to the 14-yard line. Andre Tippett again on the stop, along with Randy Robbins. There's only 3 players remaining on the Patriot team who were on the Super Bowl team, the team that was beaten by the Bears 6 years ago. Tippett was one of them. And Irving Fryer.
Tippett, I'm going to tell you, is an excellent player.
Johnny Rembert.
Johnny Rembert. He's in great shape. Irving Fryer is in super shape.
Second down and 6 for the Bills. 3-0 lead, 2:25 to play in the first half. Thurman Thomas working behind his blocker, big Glenn Parker, a 300-pounder, number 74. Conveying Thurman Thomas into the Patriot defense where Rembert tackled him.
Glenn Parker got out. Thurman Thomas got ahead. We're coming up to the 2-minute warning, and just he loves to follow the big lineman. You can't see Thurman over these guys.
So the Bills are challenging as we come to the 2-minute warning, but they're still holding to just a 3-point lead. Don Crickey with Paul McGuire back at Foxborough. Defensive coordinator Walt Corey talking things over with his safety Mark Kelso and his linebacker Darryl Talley. Patriots now almost 10 straight quarters this season without points as the Bills are challenging. A 3rd down throw by Kelly is off the mark. And they'll have to send out the field goal kicker. He was looking at Andre Reed.
Just good coverage. Tippett was out there with Reed, but Reed looked like his feet got hooked up in the grass. It'll be coming right over the middle. Kelly is looking for Reed all the way. Tippett's there. When Reed goes to go back outside, yeah, he does. He slips, he goes down, and the ball's thrown to the outside. Still excellent coverage by Tippett.
Kelly has 7 completions today, 6 of them to Andre Reed. He's caught passes for 102 yards, Reed. Christie, who hit from 42 yards out, will try one now from 30. Into the wind. Plenty behind it. And again, he finds the range. So place kicker Steve Christie, who the Bills thought was a Plan B bargain. Tampa Bay didn't protect him, and they got him. He has all the points so far. Back at Foxborough, the Bills holding to a 6-0 lead. Key plays turn a game, and there was one earlier when the Patriots went for it on 4th down.
They really did in the Buffalo Bills stuff. They had Russell going up into the middle and never picked up a half a yard, and that may be the key to this ball game as far as the Patriots are concerned, not moving the ball when they have to.
Here's the kickoff. John Vaughn is stopped at the 19-yard line. But when they look back at this game, and we'll be looking back at it, it was Leonard Russell's carry on 4th down. They didn't go for the field goal, and they didn't get the first down. Now Millen will try again with time very much a factor, 1:50 to play in the half. The Patriots have not been inside their opponent's 20-yard line one time this season.
I know, but take a look at here. Kelso, number 38, is the guy that really makes the play. He gets in. Not only does he make the hit, but he also grabs Russell by the leg and won't let him move forward.
That was the 4th down try. Oh, Kelso, yeah, he looks like... He doesn't look like a football player, although he's a good one. He said he's tired of being asked if he's the kicker when he tells him he's with the Bills. Here's an out pattern. Millen throws the ball. Coming down with it is Greg McMurtry. He's out to the 29-yard line. They stop the clock. Coming up at halftime, the Domino's Pizza NFL Live halftime report with Joe Namath, Bob Costas, and O.J. Simpson. And it's a doubleheader day on NBC Sports. Many of you see the Steelers against the Packers in the second game. A featured halftime on the Steelers, under budget and undefeated. Reportedly the lowest payroll in the league, which fits well with a 3-0 record. Irving Fryer makes his first catch as the Patriots use the clock well, running sideline patterns and stopping it with 1:42 left to play. First down.
What the Bills are doing, they're just really giving him the short stuff. There's another short pass up underneath.
Out to the Patriots 40-yard line.
Well, when you look at it, the Bills are what they're doing. I hate this. I hate prevent defense. I'm sorry. I really do. I agree with Buddy Ryan. It stinks. It enables you not to stop anybody. It enables them to score. When you look at it, down everybody, there's like 7 white shirts downfield beyond the offense, and they give up the 8 to 10-yard pass. If you're playing him for 28 minutes and stopping him, why would you let him move down with the 2 minutes to go and a half?
Well, Don Shula on the other side of the ball, Paul, says that the prevent defense wins more games than it loses. The teams get beaten by a bomb when they run the regular defense and blitz late. Here's a throw, a sidearm slingshot down to the 41-yard line to Ben Coates, his second catch. Game clock down to 47 seconds left, and timeout is called.
McPherson was trying to call timeout. You got the quarterback. You have to take a look at the coach to see who's going to call timeout. You don't call it. Mike Lodish was in on Millen that time, but Millen, just excellent strength to get the ball off. A little sidearm job. Watch this. Here's Lodish, 73 in there. What Millen? I mean, he gets that ball out and on target. Here it comes. This is a tough pass to throw, but it's excellent. And he leads the receiver coming across the middle. Coates. See, Millen, what he has to do, when you see him trying to call timeout, he has got to go find the official, the referee. And he should tell the referee, especially when you get in a 2-minute situation, look at me, stay with me, because I have to call timeouts right away and save the clock. And White was gone.
And his confidence, Paul, has to be rising with every completion. He's now thrown the ball 12 times, Hugh Millen, and completed all 12 for 100 yards. After coming in with the lowest quarterback rating in the league, he had a good season a year ago, really rose up, became the starter in the 4th game, got the big contract in the offseason. The Patriots, after going 1-15 2 years ago, went 6-10 in McPherson's first season as coach. Millen throws. Ooh, he threads it. Almost a pick. Wait, McMurphy's still running. Nobody's counted him down. Now the official comes in and says the play was down. As you see, 37 seconds show on the second quarter clock.
Boy, Kurt Scholes just drilled Kirby Jackson. McMurtry went underneath, and Scholes came in, number 24. Watch this play.
His own teammate.
Here it comes, right there. Bang, bam. I mean, he just... McMurtry comes out underneath. Scholes just about eliminated Jackson.
That old, if it moves, hit it, right? Even if it's your own guy. 42 seconds to play in the half. Bills holding to a 6-0 lead on 2 field goals. McMillan stands in. He's got room to go. Pitch back. And Russell stays in bounds, gets hit and fumbles.
And the Bills have the ball. Scholes comes up with it, number 24, I believe.
Russell could have ducked out of bounds and stopped the clock, but he kept going upfield, took the big hit, and lost it.
Millen was in the open. I mean, he was moving. He did the right thing. He went out of the pocket. Watch this. To the right, he has plenty of room, and he just flips it back to Russell. Here it comes. Scholes, number 24, does not get the tackle. He misses. Bruce Smith in the air. Talley makes the tackle, and then Scholes gets the fumble.
That was the 9th turnover of the season as Scholes picks it up. Rookie from Eastern Washington. Turnovers even today. Patriots -8 on turnovers, contributing to their 0-2 record. Thurman Thomas runs the ball as the Bills will elect to take their meager winnings to the locker room. A 6-point lead. Game clock inside 20 seconds to play. The Domino's Pizza NFL Live halftime report is next. That'll do it for the first 2 quarters of play, and the Bills on a field that's been a nemesis, where they've been beaten 8 of the last 10 years. Go off the field at halftime with a lead, but Coach McPherson has to feel pretty good, Paul.
He really does, and the Bills are thinking, hey, they're lucky to be ahead by 6 points because the Patriots have, I think, have dominated the first half. They've done all the things they want to do. They've controlled the ball, but they turned it over at the wrong time.
6-0 Buffalo at the halftime. Coming up next, the Domino's Pizza NFL Live halftime report as we switch to New York, where Bob Costas is standing by.
This is the Domino's Pizza NFL Live Halftime Report, brought to you by Domino's. Nobody knows like Domino's how you like pizza at home.
Broadway Joe Namath returns to reprise his role in the studio from Week 1, and of course O.J. Simpson is here. We'll get their comments on the Patriots and the Bills in just a minute. But first, quickly to the scoreboard. We're in the second quarter at Cleveland. The Broncos have a 3-0 lead on the Browns. Now, coming into this game, John Elway and the Broncos ranked dead last in NFL offense. Remember, they were crushed a week ago by the Eagles at Veterans Stadium. On the opening drive, Elway tries to get something going, and he hits Shannon Sharp with a deep pass here that covers 54 yards, and 4 plays later, David Treadwell hit a 23-yard field goal to make the score 3-0 in favor of the Broncos. Now, the Browns are down to their third quarterback in Mike Tomczak, and so perhaps thinking they won't get deep into Bronco territory too many times, they go for it on 4th and 1, but Eric Metcalf was snuffed out. Later, following an interception, they have a field goal opportunity, but as you see, the snap was botched, and it winds up with Matt Stover, the kicker, trying to throw a pass, which is intercepted by Denver's Steve Atwater. So the Browns had a couple of chances in Denver territory. Once they couldn't sustain the drive, the other time they botched the field goal, and they trail 3-0. Chicago is pouring it on at home against Atlanta 24-7. Harbaugh, a 41-yard touchdown pass to Tom Waddle, and Neil Anderson has run for 2 scores, a 14-yarder and a 49-yarder. If the Falcons lose this one, they drop to 1-3. In the game you folks are watching, which we'll talk about in a minute, the Bills with the 6-0 halftime lead at Foxborough. Tampa Bay is leading at Detroit 10-3. This one is almost to halftime. The Buccaneers have lost 15 straight road games, but recall they played well before losing at the Metrodome last week and giving the Lions a run for their money at the Silverdome today. Houston is in front of San Diego. This one is coming up on halftime, and the gun has just sounded. The Oilers at 2-1, leading the 0-3 Chargers 10-0 at the half in Houston. And Minnesota jumps all over Cincinnati. Rich Gannon, back from the injured hand of a week ago, throws 2 first-half touchdown passes. They lead late in the second, 21-0. Now, O.J., we've been talking about this all day long, beginning with the pregame show. New England, no matter their record, plays Buffalo tough.
Well, I think if you look around the league, especially teams that have to play each other twice a year, the guys know each other so well. You know the offense. New England, when we played there, I would always tell our quarterback, don't call audibles. They know all our audibles. You know the guys' techniques, so they know the guys so well that they know the offense, that you can't get away with anything, and that's why they will always play them tough. It's like playing against your brother or your friends week in and week out.
Yeah, well, those audibles, you're supposed to mix those up a little bit, Juice. I don't remember who was there, but that quarterback should be mixing them up. I think, Millen's completed, 13 straight passes this game, but they're going to have to leave that little control kind of stuff to get some points on the board realistically. New England's playing them tough defensively, but I expect Kelly and that offense to really get going this second half.
New England, the only AFC team that beat Buffalo all of last year, beat them, 16-13 late in the year, something like that?
All the years I was in Buffalo, they played us tough, or vice versa. Some years we were the only, they were the only teams we beat, or we were the only teams that they beat, vice versa. So the teams, they will always play each other, and there is a certain rivalry between the two cities.
So Joe Collier's defensive unit continuing to do a good job to this point against the Bills, but Buffalo leads on the 2 Steve Christie field goals, 6-0. We take a break here, and we take another look at the Pittsburgh Steelers as Gail Gardner rejoins us following this break.
The unbeaten Bills lead at New England, but it hasn't been easy as they hold to a 6-0 advantage on 2 first-half field goals by Steve Christie. As the Patriots continue to struggle on offense now through 10 quarters of football, they've scored a total, Paul, of 6 points so far. They've come close today, but they couldn't get it in.
Yeah, when you take a look at the Coors Light halftime stats, will show you that, hey, they get the ball for 20 minutes. It's what you do with it. We talk so many times about stats. The only thing it's meaningful.
It hasn't been easy as they hold to a 6-0 advantage on 2 first-half field goals by Steve Christie. As the Patriots continue to struggle on offense now through 10 quarters of football, they've scored a total, Paul, of 6 points so far. They've come close today, but they couldn't get it in.
Yeah, when you take a look at the Coors Light halftime stats, will show you that, hey, they get the ball for 20 minutes. It's what you do with it. We talk so many times about stats. The only thing it's meaningful is the 6-0.
Yardage pretty even. See the turnovers. Time of possession very much favoring New England. The Bills might have had a bigger lead than this in the second quarter. Kelly hit a big play to his all-pro receiver, Andre Reed, who looked for a moment like he was going to take it into the end zone. Then as he got down close, he took the big strike from Deion Lambert Ball on the field, and the Patriots were on it, so the Bills never got a touchdown in the first half. This is a team averaging almost 40 points a game.
And the 4th and inches play, and then Kelso, number 38, gets in the backfield, disrupts it, and the Patriots. You know, the interesting thing about the Patriots, now here comes another one near the end of the half where the Patriots cough up the ball again. Russell gets hit, but when you turn the ball over, I mean, you can't, not against a good team, you just cannot turn the ball over time and time again, expect to do anything with it.
Brad Lamb runs back the second half kickoff. First-year play with great deep speed, and the Bills will go on offense now. Jim Kelly coming back out. He threw the ball well for the most part. Millen was just about perfect throwing the ball for the Patriots, hit 12 of his first 12 throws. But still, this team has not been inside the opponent's 20 all season long. How bad can it get?
I mean, that's the most amazing stat when you look at stats. That if you can't get in what they call the red zone,
Number 89.
they got a holding penalty against the Bills on a kickoff. But you can't get inside the red zone. I mean, you can't score. They scored a touchdown, but it was on a long pass, so they still didn't really get inside the 20 in a drive.
Patriots, no points today. None in their opener. A 14-0 shutout loss against the Rams. And last week they lost to Seattle 10-6, but their defense keeps coming hard all game long. Again, the runner pays as Andre Tippett comes in. Also on the stop was Eugene Lockhart, the former Cowboy. Joe Collier, a former Buffalo Bill, wasn't he a teammate of yours, Paul?
He was my coach when I was with the Buffalo Bills back in the early 60s.
But he also played for him at one time.
That's before my time.
Here's a throw to Andre Reed over the middle, and Reed makes the reception and makes the play. Good for a first down. Joe Collier back in '64.
There he is. Joe, you only had 4 coaches then.
Including the head coach, isn't that right?
Including Lou Saban was head coach. That's Joel then. That's Joel now. And his son's coaching here in New England.
Last year, for a while, the Denver Broncos had 17 coaches. Head coach and 16 assistants. You had a total of 4 coaches.
That's it.
It worked pretty well. You won 2 championships.
And got in the third. We almost got in the first Super Bowl in '66. And he was the coach then because Saban had quit after '65.
Collier preaching all week about the importance of sure tackling because 90% of Kelly's passes are less than 15 yards in distance. The big plays come after the catch. His people all can break it. Here's Thurman Thomas. He can break it. Not here, though, as he dives out to the 42-yard line.
And really, so far in this ball game, the New England Patriots defense, they have done everything that Joel Collier has asked them to do. The offense has stopped themselves a couple of times, but take a look at this defense. They're just moving down the line. Thurman Thomas. Parker comes out, number 74, to get a block. Now, Thurman doesn't think he's down. Watch this. You think hustle? That's hustle.
So now the Bills get the ball out close to their 45-yard line. They go home to Rich Stadium to play the Miami Dolphins next week. Parker comes in. Umpire threw it in. That's off in a hold.
Tim Good, what a great play he made, number 72, the nose tackle, and just stuffs the play. There's going to be a holding penalty. You know, when you're saying the Bills are, all right, they play badly up here. The reason they play badly up here is because this team makes them play badly. This team is fired up for this ball game. Good is the guy that made the play.
59 offense.
He's the guy that takes game day very seriously. He has a long list of things that have to be done, among them getting here ahead of the groundskeeper.
He eats 45 minutes before, like pregame meal is 4 hours before the game. So he eats actually 4 hours and 45 minutes before the game. Then he takes a cab over here. So he's over here at the stadium and even on the road before the rest of the team has already eaten their pregame meal.
Former Carolina Tar Heel who's never been to the Pro Bowl but probably should have been. He's played that well. Again, the Bills break it as Thurman Thomas, who uses his blockers so well, weaving behind those people in front of him. And he is ahead across midfield, a 20-yard gain on the play. You remember that was on a 1st and 20, and there's another penalty marker down.
They're going to have roughing the passer back down. It's going to tack on another 15 yards.
Brent Williams is congratulated by a Buffalo Bill.
They kind of rub it in, you know.
Roughing it passer, unnecessary hit, number 96, 15 yards, first down.
Oh, you know, you got problems. Look at here. Now, he pushes him down. I mean, I understand pushing him down, but there was, I mean, they say he hit him in the head. Kelly's, he's laughing. He said, you got a flag, but I don't think he hit me that hard.
Yeah, Kelly's saying if that's the worst I get, I've had a good day. He's taken some big hits, and he comes right back. Kelly, a great deep thrower, puts it downfield, and what a breakup. Maurice Hurst, the right cornerback, tipped away a perfectly thrown ball. Andre Reed, breaking the out pattern, was ready to receive it and go in, and Hurst comes from off the play.
Jim Kelly is trying to throw this ball over the linebackers. Hurst is there. He read Kelly's eyes perfectly and should have caught the ball. That's just terrific defense by Hurst, except he didn't bring it in. Remember, this team has only had one turnover.
That was today. Forced a fumble by Andre Reed. Second down carry, running wide is Kenneth Davis. Patriots hemming in the run. Rod Smith, the rookie, makes the stop. 22.
You know, the one guy on the Buffalo Bills offensive line really that never gets the credit due to him is Jim Richer, number 51. He just does a terrific job. Watch Richer. Parker's out. 51 is Richer coming out. Bam. Look at this play. Drops him to his knees. That's Randy Robbins. Richer does that all game long.
Outstanding for a lot of years, Jim Richer. He was college lineman of the year when he played for North Carolina State.
Well, I should have kept my mouth shut because Richard just moved. It cost him a 5-yard penalty.
This is his 13th year, Jim Richer.
Third down.
Here's Jim Richer, 51, left to center. Oops, that's Jimmy, see, the thing about it is the ball has to be snapped before you can do all that stuff. 13 consecutive seasons with the Bills, and that's a team record.
Bills holding to a 6-0 lead. 2 Steve Christie field goals is all they put up so far today as Kelly gets time, looks deep, man is open, James Lofton, touchdown Buffalo.
Crick.
Man, there's a lot of Bills fans here.
There are a lot of Bills fans here, and the one thing that starts this whole thing is the offensive line, is the pass protection. There is no way that a defensive secondary can stay that long with these people when the quarterback has as much time as Jim Kelly had there. Watch this. Now, there's no rush at all. Really, nothing. They're all at the line of scrimmage. Kelly could just step up and pick out the guy he wants. He finds Lofton. There's just no chance to cover that long, and Henderson had no chance against Lofton.
Lofton's first touchdown catch of the year. The man who this season eclipsed the all-time yardage receiving record of Steve Largent. There's a penalty marker down on the point after. It was Jim Kelly's 8th touchdown pass of this season. The 12th straight game he's thrown a touchdown pass, dating back to last year.
And you have that much time, you can throw 50 of them.
Yeah.
That time, the Patriots were offside. That'll be tacked on at the kickoff, I would imagine.
There isn't a better deep passer than Jim Kelly in the NFL. Marino certainly rivals him.
Number 37 on the defense. The penalty will be enforced on the kickoff.
Miami fans watching this game in Florida intently as the Dolphins go later today at Seattle. They too are unbeaten as James Lofton still doing it all right. Breaks on the out pattern. Ball is there. 6 for Buffalo and a 13-0 lead. Steve Christie, who scored 7 of the Bills' 13 points, kicks it off and kicks it off short as John Vaughn, who can really rip it if they give him a channel, breaks it up the middle. Vaughn, who came out of Michigan after his junior year and came to the Patriots in the 2nd round draft choice a year ago, gives them field position at the 27.
Steve Tasker's gone to the Pro Bowl as special teams guy. Watch what happens to Tasker now. He goes down, breaks down, gets himself ready. He's going to miss the tackle, but watch what happens. He misses there, gets blocked from the back, should have been a clip. Now watch him. Here comes Tasker. Watch who ends up at the bottom of this mess. There's Tasker.
Bills now, Paul, working on 8 straight quarters of shutout football on defense. They've not given up a point over this is the 8th quarter in a row if they hold through it. Leonard Russell trying to turn wide, and there's nothing there. Bills are very well aware of the game plan.
Yeah, they are. And, you know, you've got Cornelius Bennett to the outside, and then Phil Hansen, number 90, comes in from the inside and fills the play and holds it to a 1-yard gain. The problem here is trying to block Cornelius Bennett. You see 97 out front right there. Now, 90 on the inside is Hansen. He comes in and makes the play. Well, he gets some help from Carlton Bailey, but Hansen is there. That's just solid defense down the line. You're going to have to throw the ball. Millen and company are going to have to throw the ball. Again, I said this earlier, in order to beat the Bills.
It'll be news, Paul, when Millen throws his first incomplete pass today. He's hit his first 13. Not for a lot of yards, 105. Here's a screen pass. He's 14 for 14. But nothing there as the Bills defenders read it all the way. Carlton Bailey, number 54, and Jeff Wright ran it down.
Jeff Wright and Carlton Bailey read screen all the way. They're trying to get the ball to Russell. 91 is Wright. Carlton Bailey is 54. The heat is on. Watch this. Here's Russell. He catches. There's Wright. He's hit. And Bailey finishes it off. Team defense. And that's a 3-yard loss. I said you have to throw, but you have to throw downfield.
Well, he's going to be doing that now. He's got to on 3rd down and 12. He gets some time. Lets it go long. Irving Fryer's on the run, but there's too much on the ball. Fryer, who had a step on the defender, swats the ball away as Millen misses his first throw of the day, and it brings up a punt.
Bruce Armstrong really took care of Bruce Smith. 78 on 78. Watch this blocking. That's all pro Bruce Armstrong, and that's one-on-one blocking. That is very good blocking.
Dick McPherson says Armstrong usually doesn't get too worked up during the week, but this week he was lifting more weights, running more sprints, getting ready to take on Bruce Smith.
Done a pretty good job.
He has. Here's the punt hit by Sean McCarthy downfield. Chris Hale for Buffalo. Down to the 31-yard line by Eugene Lockhart, number 51. A 53-yard punt, a 7-yard return. Jim Kelly and the high-power Bills offense comes back out. Number 67 behind Parker is Kent Hull, 3 times a Pro Bowl center for Buffalo. And he's a guy that believes the football should be given to his quarterback a certain way. He likes the commissioner downfield first.
Well, he did this in the USFL. He always had the commissioner facing the quarterback. So when Kelly gets the ball, the commissioner comes back like this. He centers it, gets it back like this. Now, see, the commissioner is in front. So on every play that Kelly throws the ball, the commissioner goes downfield first. He's always first. Now, watch him. See, turns the ball around. Kent Hall. Beautiful.
Kelly takes a look at an out pattern. He goes to Thurman Thomas, always with blockers and always using them so well. The former great from Oklahoma State. Same school that produced Barry Sanders. Can you believe they were in the same backfield together? Thurman Thomas talks about the fact that all 28 National Football League teams passed him up in the draft. He was the first player picked in the 2nd round when he came out of Oklahoma State. He says he still uses that as a motivator. Everybody he plays against passed on him. Thurman Thomas working behind blockers. Freddie Smerlis, the former Bill, number 76, makes the stop. Freddie, a beloved figure in the Western New York area.
Kent Hall just loves Freddie Smerlis. He has so many stories about him. See Freddie's mustache? He said, I knew him for 3 years with the Bills with that mustache that rolls up into his mouth before I realized he had an upper lip.
Kelly with problems. Sacked. First time today that Jim Kelly has gone down.
We were talking about Smerlis. Now Smerlis is lined up on Kent Hall. Number 76. Here's Smerlis coming through. He's trying to grab him around the neck. Freddie's being torn to the outside. And look at the spin move back inside to help out. Good move by Smerlis. Williams also.
Smerlis not a neat housekeeper. They moved him out of various parts of the Bills locker room. Hull said, I didn't want him near me because one day they finally cleaned out his locker and there were mice in there. Living in an old hat he had in the bottom. Here's a throw downfield, wide open again, and James Lofton's on his way to the end zone. He's tripped up at the 3-yard line. So Lofton in his 15th year with great deep speed. He was a national class quarter miler at Stanford, a track All-American, and he works with a track training regimen in the off-season. He can still beat the corners deep.
Well, Maurice Hurst is the guy on the outside to the right of the screen. The question is now, was Hurst supposed to get help deep? I don't know, but he comes after Lofton, saves a touchdown. Maurice Hurst is down. Now Lofton gets tripped up and he goes down at the 5-yard line. Now, when you look at a place like this, a play like this, Crick, you wonder sometimes when you're caught up that short. I'm not defending Hurst, but the question is, do you have help deep? And look at Kelly. He loves it. He wanted to see Lofton get the touchdown, which should have been his 71st.
Maurice Hurst banged his shoulder, made the play, but the Bills now have it first down and goal inside the Patriots' 5-yard line.
You know, you always wonder, and you really can't just sit there and just say, well, Maurice Hurst blew the coverage. The question is, was he supposed to have help deep? The way he took off after Lofton, I'm really not sure.
7:25 to go in the third quarter. Kelly now has completed 13 of 18 throws for 243 yards and a touchdown, earning nearly 2 touchdowns.
They've got the big linemen are all in the game. Two eligible receivers are Fina and Perrott.
Close but not in, as Carwell Gardner, a 235-pound fullback from Louisville, takes it right at the Patriot defense.
And the true tight end in the game is Pete Metzelaars. Number 88, he'll come down inside. Now watch, just a wham action. He takes Goad right over the center. He buries him. The hole is opened up in the middle. They're down inside the 1.
Joe Collier trying to devise ways to send in to keep the Bills out. Touchdown. Could be a knockout punch for a New England team that played the Bills tough so far. Over the top. Davis goes in, but so too does a penalty marker get thrown in. A couple of them. James Lofton, with that touchdown catch earlier, became the first player in NFL history to score a touchdown in the 70s, the 80s, and the 90s. His first touchdown catch of this season.
All sides, defense lined up in the neutral zone. It'll be half the distance to the goal. Still second down.
So the Bills will inch closer as the defense lined up in the neutral zone.
Well, there's just no question about that. That's Andre Tippett, number 56. That's a different style of stance.
Getting low and squaring up.
You got to try to get underneath.
Thomas. Touchdown, Buffalo.
Blocks on the outside, Carwell Gardner and Jim Richer again.
And the Bills move to a 20-0 lead with the extra point coming up, and that means that Hugh Millen has no option now except to come out throwing.
He has to, and he has to go deep. The last play that they threw before they kicked the ball away was to Fryer downfield. They've got to go, I'm talking about anywhere from 15 to 18 yards. Here comes the blocking. Richer caves in. Carwell Gardner caves in.
Extra point up and good, as Thurman Thomas has now scored 7 touchdowns this season in just 4 games. Steve Christie ready to kick off again for the Buffalo Bills as they've now opened up a 20-0 lead on the Patriots. Christie out of William & Mary. The deep men are Walter Stanley and John Vaughn. Walter Stanley just joined the Patriots. Coach McPherson said, I hope he's as good as he says he is. Right now, he's the lead blocker as Vaughn turns it, breaks it across the 25, open field. Christie's got to get him. He doesn't. Vaughn still moving. Down the far sideline, Kirby Jackson pushes Vaughn out of bounds. But the Patriots answer the Bills' touchdown with the big play on the kickoff return. "71 yards, Mr. McGuire.
What a terrific run. Watch Vaughn now. He cuts back across in front of everyone. Christie is trying to catch him. There's just no way he's going to catch him. He gets it. He forces Vaughn to the outside. It was a 59-yard kickoff return.
Yeah, they moved it back. They really stepped out a little bit farther back upfield, so it's officially 59 yards. And the ball at the 33-yard line of the Patriots, of the Bills. Millen stands in, tip ball. Incomplete.
Actually, Christie saves the touchdown on that play, the kicker, and Vaughn will be razzed a little bit, saying that the kicker stopped you from going for a touchdown.
Not a lot happening at Cleveland Stadium. 3-0 Denver.
Here it is. There's Christie. He just forces Vaughn. Yeah, you know, you're going to get some help on the outside, too, by Darby, but Christie's the guy that really slowed it down so Darby could get there. Nice play by the kicker. Great play by Vaughn.
He's good at it. Ran one back 99 yards against the Cardinals last year for a Patriot touchdown. Millen pumps, throws, makes the connection down to the 25-yard line. Michael Timpson, who is a track man at Penn State, turning out. Gain of 7.
And you know, there's still 5.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Patriots, they're in a 3rd down and 4 situation. I just remember something. They're at the 25-yard line. They have not been inside the 20 this entire season.
You hear a big cheer when they get in there. Here's a beautiful throw, but just a bit long. Timpson had a step on the cornerback. Chris Hale was running with him. We'll be looking at that again, that matchup.
I think they're going to go for it. You know, they're down 20 points. They are 0-2, and they've got about a little over 3 yards, I think. Coach Mack said, hey, why not? You know, we're down by 20 points. Let's go. A field goal really doesn't help them.
No. Still have not been in their opponent's 20 since the one touchdown. Ben Coates has just come in, a backup tight end. He's caught 2 passes today. He's aligned to the right at the top of your screen. 4th down and 3. Millen looks. He's got a problem. Dumps it off. Incomplete. And again, the Patriots don't get there on a 4th down try.
I mean, they just blew everybody in on him. He really had no chance. Bennett was in there along with Talley. But the guy at the end of it, number 91, Jeff Wright, almost picks this thing off. Watch what happens. It goes up in the air. Bruce Smith just gets back in his face. Talley is there, but Jeff Wright almost catches the ball. And if he does, on the left, watch number 91. Here he is there. If he catches it, there's really nobody around on the outside. He's got touchdown.
So Coach Mack goes for a 4th down try again, and again comes up empty. Patriots 0 for 2 on 4th down tries in this game.
And that's, you know, against the Buffalo Bills, when you get down in that area, you don't belabor a bad point, but here the Patriots, 3 games, not inside the 20. They've gotten to the 25. You've got to score when you get into that red zone, or this particular part, the pink zone.
Bills going for consecutive shutouts. And if they hold on to win today, they'll have won 34 of 42 games since the start of the 90 season. It is a doubleheader day on NBC Sports. Many of you will see the unbeaten Steelers, the surprise team of the American Conference, go against the Packers at Green Bay. The Dolphins, they're unbeaten through 2 games, will play at Seattle. Jets versus the Rams at Anaheim.
Thurman Thomas needs a yard to go over 100.
The last pass that he caught was the 200th reception of his career as a Buffalo Bill.
Pete Metzelaars, you know, he's had 3 touchdowns coming in here, but he's basically, in the past, was a blocker. Now he's on Tippett, number 56. He's got him by the jersey, and he's screening Tippett. There's just no way. He gets his body in front of Tippett. Tippett has no chance to get outside. Thurman Thomas picks up the 1st down, and he goes over 100.
Metzelaars has been in the end zone 3 times this year. 3 touchdown catches. Thurman Thomas, with those shifting moves, change of speed. And ahead to the 45-yard line. Tonight on NBC, it's an all-new segment, Secret Service, based on the actual case of a foreign diplomat kidnapped by terrorists. Then an all-new eyewitness video. See incredible footage of a helicopter crash and meet the pilot who survived it. Followed by the comedy premiere of King Ralph, starring John Goodman. It's tonight on NBC as Kenneth Davis runs the ball for the Bills and runs it well. 1st down and more as he's across midfield down to the 45-yard line of New England. Hurston Henderson, 2 DBs were there to catch him.
You know, you lose Thurman Thomas for a play or 2, and Kenneth Davis comes in. And everybody in the league will tell you that Kenneth Davis, when he gets in a ball game, they don't really lose a step. And when this guy plays, when he gets 100 yards, you ready for this? Look at this. They're 21-0 when Thurman Thomas gets 100 yards. And folks, he has 100 yards.
They're also not bad when he doesn't get 100.
I know.
15-4 was their overall record in 90. 15-4 last year. They're off to a 4-0 start with a win today. Here's Andre Reed running under it for a touchdown. As the great deep arm of Jim Kelly strikes for 6, a 45-yard touchdown play. He's only caught 2 touchdown receptions in his years with the Bills against the Patriots. And that's in 13 games.
Maurice Hurst, they're going to him on the other side. Remember, Lofton just beat him on one side. Now, this is, I can tell you, man-to-man coverage. And Andre Reed just runs right on by Maurice Hurst. He had no chance. And look where the ball was thrown. But it all starts again back upfield. When you take a look at the protection that Kelly had, Kenneth Davis gets a super block in the backfield and enables Kelly to just step up and throw the ball. There was nobody close to Kelly.
Christie hits the point after again. He's been perfect on all his tries today is Andre Reed, who's having a tremendous day with 8 receptions, in for a touchdown. His first touchdown catch of the year for Andre Reed. We're going to be switching some of our audience to Cleveland Stadium, where the Browns and the Broncos are hooked up in a very close game. For those of you who are leaving us, we're going to throw you now to Marv Albert and Bill Parcells in Cleveland. Score remains here at Foxborough, 27-0. Buffalo in the lead. Now to Marv and Bill. Here in Foxborough, this is Don Criqui with Paul McGuire. The Buffalo Bills flexing their muscles. Opening week of the season, they buried the Rams. Won a close game, a shootout at San Francisco. Blasted the Colts 38-0 last Sunday night. And today a 27-0 lead.
Yeah, but at halftime it was 6-0 the Bills. The Patriots were really in the game that first half. They made a couple of mistakes that were costly to them. They failed to convert on a 4th down situation. But the second half, the 3 times the Bills have had the ball, they've scored touchdowns.
Spinning kick hit down to Walter Stanley. His first kickoff return as a Patriot.
Tasker.
Number 89, it was indeed Steve Tasker again, the 3-time Pro Bowler as a special teams player out of Northwestern.
I mean, he just loves this. Tasker says, you know, he's not getting old, he's getting better. Tasker, again, at the Pro Bowl, but watch him. He's got his eye on the ball, and he's looking at the blockers. Now, Tasker moves. Stanley goes to his right. Tasker goes to his left. Tasker tackles Stanley. That's good hustle. 20-yard line.
Bills good enough to go to the Super Bowl the last 2 years. This is a better team than those 2.
They think so, and the young guys are getting better on defense.
Penalty marker goes down as the Patriots might have done some holding to try to hold off Bruce Smith and the Bills pass rush. Bills did a good job. Their personnel people, Bill Polian, the GM, Marv Levy, the head coach, talking about there's going to be derisive media coverage and fan reaction to losing 2 Super Bowls in a row. It's only talk. The only way you can combat it is to forget it and go out and focus. And they came to camp after a relaxed offseason. They don't talk about the last Super Bowl, the blowout loss to the Redskins.
Still first
Although
down.
in the end it wasn't that big. It was a 10-point loss. Back in 1970, Bills won big here in Foxborough. But as you pointed out, Paul, the last 10 times they've come, they've been beaten 8 times by the Patriots. Not today. Millen has time, a tip ball incomplete.
Rick, we covered the offensive keys to the game. In the first half, they were working pretty well. Run the ball, control the ball. They did that. They had the ball for 20 minutes in the first half. No penalties. That cost them in a couple of drives. That's the one thing they didn't improve on. And they turned the ball over, I think, 1 time. and they got a turnover, so that evened out. But in the second half, the Bills 3 straight times have scored, and the Patriots haven't done a thing. They haven't even slowed the Bills down.
Irving Fryer, who's been defended well for the most part, comes off the flank and makes a catch to the 25.
The best matchup today is Bruce Armstrong against Bruce Smith, 78-78. Watch this. Here's Bruce going to the outside. Bruce Armstrong, I would say, wins that one. Here they go again.
Swing pass. Leonard Russell, the big fullback, comes out of the backfield on a 3rd down and 6 play. He's ahead for a 1st down. If the play goes, there was a penalty marker down. In the backfield, another hold ball.
Another holding penalty against the Patriots. I mean, everything, when you try to start something, bad teams make bad plays. I'm telling you, this man is really frustrated because he knows that things have to happen. He thought the easiest way to motivate his team is just say what happened to him a year ago. They were 1-2 going in against Houston, 3-0, and they blew Houston out of here. Now they figure here's the same situation, but it's not
hands to the head.
happening.
Number 70 offense, 10 yards, still 3rd down.
Reggie Redding against Lodish, number 73. Here they are, hooked up right in the middle. Lodish about lost his neck. And you hold, I mean, you're trying to save your quarterback, but you can't hold in front of the referee. You can't hold anywhere, really.
Here's Millen, letting it go deep. Almost a pick. It is a pickoff by Mark Kelso. Intended deep for Irving Fryer, and Kelso comes up with the interception for the Bills, and they take over on the Patriots side of the field. As a long day gets longer for Coach Mack and his Patriots. Bills defense now with 9 interceptions this season. So the Bills have put the knockout punch on long ago, and they have it again.
When you have protection like Kelly has, you throw touchdowns. When you're being rushed, you throw interceptions. Bruce Smith, 78 on Armstrong. Bruce is there in Millen's face. He throws the ball. It's intercepted. Kelso just plays it perfectly. He's the center fielder. Odoms knew he had help deep. Kelso was there, interception. Got to have time to throw the ball.
Gardner bangs straight ahead for the Bills as they'll look to run the clock. Now we're going to switch back to NFL Live in New York. Here's Bob.
All right, Don, the Oilers are pretty much toying with the Chargers, and now they open up to a comfortable lead at 17-0 with Lorenzo White off some nice moves, scoring from 5 yards out. And the Oilers lead in the 3rd at home over the winless Chargers, 17-0. Don?
Thank you, Bob. And here, Buffalo looking to extend its record to 4-0 on the season and well on the way to doing it with a commanding lead late in the 3rd quarter.
We'll be in San Diego next week.
The defense isn't bad.
No, they're not.
They're like the Patriots. They've struggled on offense. Gardner again runs as Marv Levy now has the luxury of going to back up runners just to power the ball and run the clock.
That'll be the last play in the 3rd quarter.
Marv Levy, who got his master's degree at nearby Harvard. He was checking out that Harvard William & Mary score yesterday. He coached at William & Mary, and he went to Harvard, as well as Coe College.
Well, William and Mary beat Harvard.
That's right.
It's a doubleheader.
Down at William & Mary, the women have T-shirts that say Mary and William. We'll be coming back for the 4th quarter in a moment after these messages from your local station. Second half possessions for New England. A study in futility at this point. Hunt right on 4th down, didn't get there, then the interception. The defense has stood tall until here in the second half. Kelly ripped him with some deep throws to Lofton and Andre Reed. And it's now 27-0 Buffalo. As the Bills go to their 9th straight quarter without allowing a point to an opponent. Thomas still working, and he gets ahead for very close to 1st down yardage.
You know, when you have some a losing team and your record's losing, and obviously maybe 0-3. We'll take a look at the Bills' possession first, and I want to make a point with Coach Mack. The Bills, I said they had the ball 3 times. This is their 4th time. Touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. I mean, and that's the second half. It was 0-6 at the half, but Coach McPherson said, you know, which a lot of coaches do, and Bobby Ross told us at San Diego in the second game that when you have a team like this, you have to learn how to win. And this team does not know how to win yet. And until they do that, they're not going to be successful.
They go to New Jersey to play the Jets next week due to Patriots. As Gardner turns it up. Goes out of bounds at the 22-yard line. Very close to a first down carry, good for about 8 as the Patriot defense wearing down. They've been out a long time.
You got Randy Robbins down. He hurt his shoulder earlier in the game, and then he just he missed Carwell Gardner.
The Patriots are doing a lot of good work off the field, though. Get to that as you see where he dinged himself here.
Well, Carwell Gardner just pushes him away, and then he lands on his shoulder.
The Patriots have funded and are founding what is called the Patriots Hurricane Relief Effort, chaired by the Chief Executive Officer of the team, Sam Jankovic, and by Patriots Pro Bowl offensive tackle Bruce Armstrong. They've been raising money for hurricane relief in South Florida, and they hope to bring a big check down there when they play the Dolphins on the 18th, the original game that was delayed on the opening weekend because of the devastation of that hurricane. All the players have been involved in that in the Boston area. Roger Brown now in the game, as standing back is Kelly. A strike, touchdown Buffalo. Like a shooting gallery, Jim Kelly guns it into James Lofton from 22 yards out.
And David Poole had no chance. When Kelly throws this ball, Lofton, watch when he makes the move. There's Poole, number 27. He goes to the outside, Lofton to the inside. Watch where the ball hits. Right in the numbers. Poole has no chance. No chance. Perfect throw and catch and touchdown. 33-0.
James Lofton, the NFL's all-time yardage leader receiving passes, adds to his record numbers with his second touchdown catch of the day, second of the season. Extra point by Christie, good again. It's not been pretty for David Poole and the Patriots. For the Bills, this has been a thing of beauty, a 34-0 lead. The Buffalo Bear, I think I said a bison. What is that thing?
That's a bear.
Whatever, it's celebrating like everyone else that's here following the Bills, and there are several thousand people from Western New York. Walter Stanley downs the ball in the end zone. It'll come out to the 20. Kelly is taken care of every which way.
Yeah, when you're a star, things happen to you. I mean, it's kind of tough to, to get your hat put on for you. That's nice.
Official Jim Kelly hat.
Well, he puts a vest on the jacket. He can leave right from here. Remember, at the half, now Millen was 13 of 13 and actually came out through a screen pass, was 14 of 14. Kelly's number is 15 of 20, 308 yards and 3 touchdowns. And no interceptions. That's where it counts, too.
For the year, he has 10 touchdown passes and just 2 interceptions. Millen takes a look, takes it himself, and he'll go down at the 24-yard line. This telecast is presented by authority of the National Football League and is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the New England Patriots and the National Football League is prohibited. The game is the property of the National Football League, the Buffalo Bills and the New England Patriots, and all rights are reserved. Fumble indeed, and coming up the ball is Mike Lodish. So it's a big year for Bills linemen scoring touchdowns. 2 offensive linemen have scored touchdowns. Fina and Farrat. Now a defensive lineman does.
Well, Millen drops the ball, and Cornelius Bennett, 97, buries him. When he does that, Millen has no chance of getting to the ball, and Lodish picks it up and heads for the end zone. What a disappointing day for Patriots and Mack, Coach Mack. Here it is. Millen drops the ball. Watch 97. Right there is Cornelius Bennett. Lodish bends down, picks up the ball. And look at the blazing speed.
Very impressive. Yes, sir. You're not going to get a chance to do that often. Big Mike Lodish from UCLA. Up with a fumble and into the end zone. And a bad situation of the Patriots gets much worse as Steve Christie is ready to put up the 41st point of the game for the Bills. New England, Paul, has been in the first 2 losses, losing 14-0 and 10-6. This is going to be tough to come back from.
It really is.
Bills will kick it off again as Patriot fans are moving out. Again, a Steve Christie kickoff for the Buffalo Bills, and it's out of the end zone. Stanley watches it carry out. And again, the Patriots will start on their 20-yard line. The long field to go once again. Look at those numbers. In the second half, the Bills have outscored their opposition 97-7.
Hey, how about Marv? Believe me, I mean, you're not turning the ball over and giving scores up. And take a look at Buffalo had 1 turnover, no points. New England 3 turnovers, 14 points. And that's what tells on the turnovers. But that speech Marv gave yesterday was very impressive. Come in here, have dinner, watch a little television, go to bed early, win the game, and go home.
Make a light weekend out of it.
Made them mad. They don't like to stay in a room and just watch TV.
Millen throws, and he finally gets Marv Cook, whose reception production has been down this year. Defenses have been really keying on him after his all-season of a year ago. He caught 82 passes last year. He's caught only 6 so far this year. From the shotgun, Millen looks to air it out. Goes over the middle. Our Cook's numbers increase, but far too little too late. Game clock with 12:25 to play, and it's running.
This is one of those situations in a ball game, Rick, when you look at a defense and you're ranked like 27th and 28th, and then you have a real good defensive game, and you bring your ranking down to maybe 6th or 7th, and then you get in a situation in a game like this that in the 4th quarter you just let them catch 10 and 12-yard patterns, and they're going to put up maybe 200 yards, close to 200 yards in the 4th quarter as long as they have the ball, because you're really just letting them move the ball down the field and then stop them, make them kick a field goal, try to get a turnover.
Really has to be frustrating, though, for Dick McPherson, as he thought this might be the day his team would rise up and have that big performance. But again, they've been held out of the end zone. 6 points total point production for the season. That came last week.
Boy, you know, when you talk to him, you talk about an honest guy, man. You ask questions and he'll tell you the answer. He's not afraid to answer anything.
1-2 last season. Oilers came in here with huge wins in their opening games. We're upset here. And that's what Coach Mack thought maybe would happen today and turn his team around. Patriots last year improved from 1 win the season before McPherson arrives to 6 wins his first year. This is going to be a long season unless they get some offense.
Yeah, one of the big, you know, there's some major problems with this team. And some of the major problems are the offensive line. The offensive line.
They're inside the opponent's 20, Paul.
Uh-oh, first time. Now there's a milestone in the first 3 games. McMurtry catches the ball, but the offensive line is relatively new. You see McMurtry going down. That's Kirby Jackson that he beats. Excellent catch. And when you look at offensively, now Russell is a great big back, but they really don't have a whole lot of speed in the backfield. They're going to grind it out. You need a big, strong offensive line to do that has played together. This team hasn't. Gene Chilton is not fully healthy. So you have a lot of problems. And then going into this game, defensively, they finally got a turnover, but they had no interceptions, no fumbles. They finally got a fumble today. But, you know, when you get in this area, you've got to be able to score. And the Patriots now lose another guy. Larry Williams, number 75, is down on the ground. He's hurt.
Injury appears to his right forearm. Larry Williams was called on to start today for the #1 draft choice of the Patriots, Eugene Chung, out of Virginia Tech, who has an injury that kept him out all game long. So the battle of attrition continues. More Patriots go down. They've been badly riddled so far this season, and a winless season is getting worse than the injury count.
All right, hold this just for a second, guys. Larry Williams, number 75. This is what happened. The Yper extends his elbow on this play. He's trying to block on Baldinger. Watch his left arm. You see it pop? And that hurts. He's on the sidelines, and he's doing fine. And they're looking at him over there, trying to get some strength back. But that whole thing goes dead.
Patriots challenging for a score. Millen has time. Nobody open, though. Now he throws into the end zone and not close to tight end Marv Cook. Penalty markers down.
Marcus Patton, number 53, is just, I mean, relentless in trying to get to Millen. 53 is Patton. Here he comes upfield. Harlow is trying to block him. He gets rid of Harlow. Watch this. He is after, Millen had the ball tucked underneath. He was thinking about running. Marcus Patton, that's just a good hit. I mean, he's up in the air. Quarterback's running with the ball.
Holding. Number 24 defense. Half the distance to the goal.
Kurt Scholes downfield is holding. Automatic first down. Now they're inside the 5. You really, when you're on defense and you've got a team down 41-0 and you want to shut them out. But this goes back to who was it? Marv Levy said last night. I don't want to talk about rookies.
Said I don't like them. Like them as people, not as players. They all make mistakes.
I don't like them, huh? Well, not only a hyperextended elbow that we thought, but Larry Williams, there's another dent in the offense, a dislocated shoulder. Boy, they had some problems. This team, it really is, they've got an awful lot of problems.
How can you pick this team up?
I don't know. You got to go out and get people. They lost Veras.
Garen Veras, their pass rusher, who's leaving and reportedly headed out west to the 49ers as a free agent.
And he wasn't. McPherson was not happy about that either. I mean,
no, he wasn't.
This Lodish is coming off gingerly. This is one of the things in a ball game. We'll get back to what the Patriots might have to do, but in a ball game like this, 41-0, 9:33, you've got to play it out. But just get out of here healthy. Both teams, not just one. In 2 plays, we've seen 2 guys walk off. Williams on one, Lodish on the other side.
Both with injured arms. That was the golden arm of Mike Lodish, the one he carried the ball into the end zone with a little bit ago.
Yeah, that's it. That's his arm where he tucks it under.
Touchdown arm. Tonight on NBC, an all-new Secret Service based on the actual case of a foreign diplomat who was kidnapped by terrorists. Then on an all-new eyewitness video, the incredible footage of a helicopter crash and meet the pilot who survived, followed by the comedy premiere of King Ralph, starring John Goodman.
But one of the things, too, I want to talk, we're talking about the Patriots. I mean, they've got to revamp the offense and the defense. You've got a few stout men. Tippett is one of those guys, but they've got an awful lot of problems when you are not doing anything offensively, which the Patriots have not been able to do, and then you're absolutely doing nothing on defense. You have a major problem all the way around.
Defeat wears hard on a football team. The Patriots defense came in geared up and playing hard. Held the Buffalo Bills down in the early going in the game. Bills could manage only 2 field goals by halftime, a 6-0 lead. John Stevens tries to get down close as the Bills look to keep the shutout going.
Mark Maddox, number 55, getting his shot. Gets in there and makes the play. 55, that's my old number.
Yeah, that's right. He originally started as Cornelius Bennett had 55 when he came in.
Yeah, that was the only shot I really had of ever getting into the Hall of Fame. At least my jersey, anyway, was if Cornelius would have kept it, but he dumped it and took 97. Well, I'm going to have to talk to him.
Maybe Maddox will turn out to be a great one.
He's playing very well. They're very high on him.
I wouldn't hop up and down on 1 foot waiting for him to get into the Hall of Fame just yet, but... Third down for the Patriots. McMillan takes a look. He throws. It's a touchdown. The Patriots get their first touchdown of the year. Actually, their second touchdown of the year. Their first to this day. They had a touchdown and a missed extra point against the Seattle Seahawks. At least they're on the board.
Bootleg. Millen, they fake one way, and Millen comes back all by himself. And bang, touchdown. Nobody covering the tight end, Marv Cook, number 85. That was easy. But also, it's 41-6 now. 41-0 when it was easy.
Marv Cook, his numbers starting to climb a little bit. He really had a tremendous year in '91. 82 catches, most of any tight end in the NFL. Started in the Pro Bowl. He also plays on special teams and works as a long snapper. The extra point by Bauman is up and good, so the New England Patriots get their first point from their place kicker of the season. He'd missed his previous extra point try, and he'd missed a field goal try. Many of the Patriot fans are gone, but the Bills fans are here. Enjoying. Look at them. There they are, the famed Buffalo Bison.
I mean, this almost looks like Rich Stadium.
Fine Bills hat, a Bison Buffalo hat. Young Buffalo fans. Hey, if he keeps going,
Speaking of
we're
presidents,
thinking about.
Speaking of presidents, so we've got to say hello to our good friend Mike Bellani of Buffalo.
Absolutely.
The Bisons. He's the president general manager of the Rise of Baseball, who was hit and run accident riding a bike, and he's doing well. And they said everything all he has to do now is heal. And we wish you the best, Michael.
Very best to you, Mike. His condition has been upgraded, so he's coming right along. Bills will lead the National Football League in attendance this year, just as the Bisons do in minor league baseball. Again, they'll probably outdraw some major league teams at the gate.
We will now see Frank Reich at quarterback.
Rich Stadium will be rocking next Sunday when the Dolphins come to town. Dolphins getting set to tee it up against the Seattle Seahawks out in the state of Washington as the kickoff is run back. And Frank Reich, the backup, who has good numbers always. You see he's completed 6 of 11 so far this year. He's out to taking the rest of the way at quarterback for Buffalo.
I think we've seen the last of Thurman Thomas also. There's Jim Kelly. Had help getting his hat on. Those are terrific numbers. He was number 1 in the AFC coming in, 4th overall. This will definitely keep him at number 1 in the AFC, and a pretty good idea he may move up in the overall standings.
Over 300 yards on 20 pass attempts. That's phenomenal.
Lofton caught some pretty good balls today. So did Reed.
Kenneth Davis runs. Doesn't get much, but the Bills aren't looking for a lot with a big lead as they let the clock wind down. 8:20 to go. A doubleheader day on NBC Sports. The unbeaten Steelers against the Packers at Green Bay. Miami at Seattle. Jets at the Rams. Check your local listings for the game in your area.
Pittsburgh undefeated. Cowher's done a great job with that football team. Defensively, they're solid.
Well, they lead the league in interceptions, and one of the things he teaches is catching the ball, not batting it away. They say his defensive backs catch as many balls in practice as the wide receivers do at Pittsburgh. Arwell Gardner, workman-like runner, pounds his way ahead. Second down carry, doesn't get much, but he winds the clock down to 7:30. There's one of the best players in the New England team, a Pro Bowler, twice in the past, Bruce Armstrong, who did well against Bruce Smith for the most part.
Well, he did. I think it could be maybe a standoff. Bruce Smith had a pretty good day. And you see Leonard Russell, he's taking his hip pads out. I mean, they just, you know, when you look at a game like this, and believe me, it's not because you don't want to win. It's let's get out of here. No more injuries. Let's just get out of here. Look at these numbers: 24-32, 202 yards and 1 touchdown, 1 interception.
Davis runs for a first down for the Bills out to the 44-yard line. The executive producer of NBC Sports is Terry O'Neill. The coordinating producer of NBC's football is John Faratzis. Today's game has been produced by Glenn Adamo, directed by John Gilmartin, associate director Mike Cohen, production associate Molly Solomon, technical manager Mike Sandors, Production manager Ralph McFarland. We thank them all. Who's going to stop the Bills? Miami will take a shot at it next Sunday. Whoops. Sold out stadium. First time that a Patriots home game has been sold out in time to lift the blackout since they played the Giants in 1990. WBZ Television Boston, the NBC affiliate, picking up the remaining tickets to assure a sellout on Thursday.
Miss handoff in the backfield, and Reich just jumps on the ball smartly. Kenneth Davis has missed the handoff.
Notre Dame football coming up next Saturday on NBC Sports. Stanford, coached by former NBC analyst Bill Walsh, takes on Lou Holtz in Notre Dame.
Stanford, easy. I can't wait. Citadel's 4-0. I can't wait till they play Notre Dame. Notre Dame has a tie, don't they?
Yeah, they do.
They get them down there in Charleston, South Carolina, and grab your socks, pal.
Or they'll get them in a bowl game.
What bowl?
Pick one.
Pick one bowl?
Citadel Bowl. It's been a while since Citadel's been unbeaten. Like forever, huh?
Yeah, they're tough. They beat Army 15-14, 16-15, something like that.
Paul McGuire went to the Citadel.
The only school in the country starts with the.
Told by the man who recruited him, Al Davis, now of Raider fame, that he didn't have to worry. He wouldn't have to wear a military uniform because he's a football player. How long did it
Number
take to have a
86
uniform
offense.
on?
About 30
5 yards.
seconds.
Still second down.
It'll be second down and 19 where the ball is marked to the 36-yard line of the Bills. 5:19 to play in the game and the clock running.
When you see Marv Levy and he's not smiling, they have 41-7. I don't care who's in that ball game. He doesn't want to see people making mistakes, which he calls dumb mistakes.
Kenneth Davis runs it once again for the Bills to the 35-yard line, tackled on the play by Eugene Lockhart. Total yards today for the Bills. Big numbers again, 484 yards total offense. They'll go over 500 in all probability.
You know, look, here's something that when you look at stats, folks, and again, it's the numbers on the board. It's win-loss column, the number of points scored. Here are the Raiders. They have actually 410.3 for the Bills, 410.3 for the Raiders. They both have the same going into this game. But one team's 3-0, the other was 0-3. Look at the difference in turnovers. Look at a 14 is the difference in the turnover situation there. And the other thing, the Raiders defensively have held the other offenses to 60 yards less than the Bills have. But that doesn't mean anything when it comes to win-loss column.
And it's never been more pointed out than by those numbers as Coach Mack wants a timeout, looking to get some more points. Bills with a tough schedule all season long. They've got some big ones on the road. They may have already won the biggest on the road, winning at San Francisco. They'll go against the Raiders at Los Angeles on October 11th, against the Jets in New Jersey. Then they come back home to play New England on November 1st. Miami's coming up next Sunday. Very important, you know, Bills, they look at the very high point in the season, the biggest game, the Super Bowl to win, Paul, and they've already won one game against a top team on grass in California. They beat the 49ers out there, and that's where the next Super Bowl will be played, on a natural grass field at the Rose Bowl in Pasadena. They play the Raiders on natural grass where they won last December.
And they're playing here on natural grass.
I'm a big believer, boy. It's very tough for a lot of teams to come off their natural field and do well on the other one.
Now the Patriots, they're going to have to, you're looking at the high-powered offense of San Francisco. They have the Jets next week. They have not won a game so far. Now they're playing later today. But Cleveland and again back in Buffalo again. So you're looking at, out of those four, really passing offenses where they're going to have to put some things on with their defense, and they haven't even been able to slow the Bills down in the second half.
Chris Moore gets very limited work as a punter for this high-powered offense. He punched the ball for the Bills. On the run, Walter Stanley. But a marker comes in way back. He was 25 yards ahead of the marker. 50-yard punt, a 34-yard return. but probably aided and abetted by an illegal block.
Well, Steve Tasker threw his helmet about 30 yards. He is really upset. And I don't know if the block was on him or not, but Eugene Lockhart, number 51, is what was talking to him. But Tasker just flung his
Illegal
helmet.
block. Number 34, Dorney return. 10 yards. First down.
That's Kevin Turner, but Tasker was just thoroughly upset with what happened on the field. Still not happy.
Yeah. The Patriots actually, they'll be at Miami on October 18th. That was to have been their bye week, but because the opening game was postponed due to the damages of Hurricane Andrew, they'll be going down to Miami October 18th and bringing that big check as part of the Patriots Hurricane Relief Fund.
Right, here comes the flag. That flag had to come about 35 yards downfield because on it, Mark Maddox just drilled Kevin Turner. He had no chance. They're going to say, are they having a chance to catch the ball or not? I mean, that flag has to have a little rock in it or something. Look at Maddox. Maddox said, you know, yeah, I hit him. But the question is, was the ball catchable?
Maddox doesn't get a lot of playing time. Not many rookies do in a
Flag was
team
for
like this, so he
defensive
took
pass
his shot when he got it.
Number 55. Since the pass was behind the line of scrimmage, there is no penalty. Therefore, there's no flag. Second down.
Man who probably wears your old number, Paul.
That's right. He's getting ready to go to the Hall of Fame. Here's the throw. There's the hit. But the ball hit Turner in the stomach, but he's getting drilled. And he says because it's behind the line of scrimmage, you can hit him.
Hit another rookie, Kevin Turner from Alabama. Millen pump faking, and then comes the big rush and a sack. Mark Pike gets his first sack of the year.
Millen stepped up and looked as though he's going to maybe thinking about running and sees a lane where he may be able to throw the ball, and Pike just makes it disappear. See the big hole? Now watch what happens. Here comes Pike, 94. No hole.
Losing like this is certainly a hard part, but it's almost harder to try and come back. McMurtry hands out for the ball, and also hearing safety coming up from the deep zone, ready to pop him if he caught it. And that brings up fourth down, and the Patriots send out their punting team.
Now, this is one of those deals where you're able to fight another day. I mean, there were three guys downfield.
Sean McCarthy into punt from Purdue. Punting well, there's Chris Hale, the punt returner. McCarthy was a former winner, a national pass, punt, and kick winner. He's taking it to the next level. Hale goes back to his 36-yard line. Fair catches the ball there. And the Bills send out their offense to run the ball and the clock with 3:12 left to play, and Buffalo in the lead, 41-7. After leading at halftime, only 6-0. Next Saturday, hard-hitting boxing action returns to NBC Sports. You'll see a slugfest between two tenacious Texans as former world champion Troy Dorsey, a nonstop punching machine, continues his comeback as he battles Jesse James Leha, one of boxing's hottest prospects. That's Dorsey versus Leha, presented by Valvoline, live next Saturday, following Notre Dame football. Fighting Irish go against Stanford.
Right after Stanford gives Notre Dame their first loss. You went to Notre Dame, huh?
Yes, I did, yeah.
Why?
Yeah. Coach Walsh, Bill Walsh, said he thought Stanford would win some games this year because they're smarter collectively than their opponents. That hasn't been lost on Tim Ruddy, Notre Dame senator, who had 1,600 SATs, scholarships to Harvard, Princeton, and Yale. Academically,
One guy, James Lofton, he had 2 touchdowns. Stanford.
that's right. He outsmarted those corners a little earlier.
He went to Stanford, James Lofton, and smart enough to spend 15 years in the NFL.
And that takes a lot of smarts, street smarts, to last.
It does.
Eddie Fuller runs the ball.
You You know, this young man yesterday, I'm very much impressed with him. He is learning, and you know, Hugh has been around 5 years, but you know, it's easy to learn on an excellent football team. It's very difficult when you spend a lot of time on your back.
41-7. The count holds with 2 minutes to play. Bills fans having a good time. Who's that, Captain Bill? Or?
Hi, I'm Captain Bill.
Well, actually, his real name is Freddie Fuzzenheimer.
Might be the big kahuna who shows up in disguise at the various Bills games.
It takes a lot of smarts walking around in a stadium with a garbage can lit on your arm, you know?
What a group. 3rd and short. Bills go to the run. Over the top goes the ball carrier, Kenneth Davis. Penalty markers down.
You said that a lot today. Yeah. Penalty markers down. There have been an awful lot of penalties today.
Wind strong enough that the penalty markers could be up if they throw it up in the air.
No, that one that they threw before on Maddox, that thing sailed about 60 yards. Had a little golf ball.
Lined up in the neutral zone.
Hanging down.
5 yards.
Trousers there.
Yeah.
First down.
There's a golf ball, I think, inside the flag. And when we played, you know, years ago, we didn't have any padding in it. When those things used to ricochet off your helmet, it'd ring for like 2 days. You answer your phones all night.
There it is.
Well, the golf ball's inside here.
Various techniques. You can keep it in the hands. Or
Yeah, then they got...
just as long as you hit somebody when you throw it, right?
Oh, yeah, you got to aim it at somebody. You don't just throw it on the ground. Or you try to hit a helmet. Here at Ricochet. Now, Tom White has his, just hangs out in the front, so he can grab it right away.
Our statistician for today's game is Bill George, assisted by Bob Ovaginian. The spotters Joe Pereski and Mike Jakowski. We thank them all. As we come down the stretch here at Foxborough, it was a tight game through the first half. 6-0 Bills at halftime. All they could muster was 2 field goals. Then Kelly started hitting the deep ball. Lofton caught one deep for a touchdown. Then Andre Reed. Then Lofton again. And the route was on, and that's where it stands now. 41-7 Buffalo as they go to 4-0 and increase their record since the start of the '90 season to 34-8.
Tom White has the here's his little guy. See, there's some have the golf ball in the pants, some have the golf ball hanging outside the pants, so you can grab it. And when that baby, when it hits, it'll kind of ricochet a little bit. And you can sometimes, if you get them grouped right, you can get 2 guys in the head at once.
You might want to think about a ping pong ball if you're hitting too many guys. That should do it. We'll be coming back to Foxborough as what might very well be the best team in the NFL is getting better. Coach McPherson coming over to congratulate Coach Levy. The Bills have been good. I'll tell you what, they're better than ever right now. Once again, our final score here, the Bills 41 and the Patriots 7. James Lofton with 2 touchdown passes today comes off the field.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a very, very good game.
We'll be coming back to Foxborough very shortly as the Buffalo Bills leave the field, a 41-7 victor over New England. Jim Kelly with a big day. Shane Conlon, a lot of tackles. All the Bills played great football. Jim Kelly with a sensational day. That's a former teammate, Poole, number 27, who was beaten deep today by Kelly. Kelly completing 15 of 20 passes for over 300 yards and 3 touchdowns. Paul McGuire has been checking these Bills out since the very beginning. This might be the best ever.
Yeah, you know, and the thing about it is they have such a good football team. And with Bruce Smith back, Cornelius Bennett playing the way he's playing, Hansen coming on so strong on the defensive line, the linebackers are solid. It gives those defensive backs that added time to learn, and they're going to get better and better and better, and it's getting scary.
Well, it was scary for the New England Patriots as we'll take a look at the final stats now. You look at the Bills on a yard short of 500. Should have run it one more time.
Well, they took a couple knees, which loses yardage, so they actually were over.
Hey, but it was close in time of possession, only 1 second disparity. It's once again, Paul, a statistic that you find totally useless proves itself to be once again, huh?
Yeah, they had the ball as many minutes and seconds as the Bills had. They got 7 points. Bills have 41. Does that tell you anything? It's what you do with the time, and it's what you do with the turnovers. The Bills had 3 turnovers and converted into 14 points. That's what's important.
And the Bills fans join their celebration as a man who grew up watching the Bills in his years at Syracuse University. Bob Costas is standing by to update us on all the things that have happened around the NFL. For Paul McGuire, this is Don Criqui. Glad you could be with us. The Bills are looking super. Here's Bob.
This is the Old Spice NFL Live postgame report, brought to you by Old Spice Fragrance and Deodorant.
Okay, we continue. For those of you who watched Denver beat Cleveland 12-0, and we're joined now by those who watched Buffalo shake off a sluggish first half and then romp over New England 41-7. O.J. over in the corner rejoicing over the Buffalo victory. We'll hear from him and Joe Namath in just a moment. First of all, to the scoreboard, as we said, on the 4 David Treadwell field goals, no touchdowns at all in the game. The Broncos beat Cleveland 12-0. We've got some highlights from this one. Bill Belichick was forced to turn to his 3rd quarterback in the season's 4th week. He'd already used Kosar, of course, and Phil Cox, and now he goes to Mike Tomczak. They go for it on this 4th and inches play in the first quarter, but Eric Metcalf was turned away. Then they botch a field goal attempt in the second quarter. Matt Stover, the kicker, winds up throwing toward the end zone. Steve Atwater intercepts. So those blown opportunities really hurt the Browns. And here's another one. They're on the march in Denver territory. Tomczak throws the first of 2 interceptions. Michael Brooks picking it off. Defensively, the Browns were fine. They put pressure on John Elway all day. Here it's Clay Matthews getting through to sack him for a 14-yard loss. So Elway and the Broncos didn't set the world afire offensively, but the 4 Treadwell field goals were good enough as they shut out the Browns 12-0. Atlanta and Chicago, just under 7 minutes to play. The Bears were in front 31-7 at the half. The Falcons have come back to make this reasonably close, 38-24, and they still have an outside shot at it. In the game you folks are watching or have watched, it's over now, of course, 41-7. Buffalo taking their record to 4-0. New England drops to 0-3, and some highlights from this one. Dick McPherson and the Patriots have scored only 2 touchdowns all year. That includes the one they got late in the game today. This is Leonard Russell being stopped on 4th and inches at the Bills 21. Lots of Buffalo fans on hand as the New England drive is stopped. They got just 2 Steve Christie field goals in the first half, but Buffalo came alive after intermission. Here's James Lofton wide open for one of his 2 touchdown receptions today. Late in the 3rd quarter, the onslaught continues. Maurice Hurst burned by Andre Reed for the 45-yard touchdown. Kelly threw 3 touchdown passes. He now has 10 for the year. Thurman Thomas better than 100 yards rushing. Buffalo romps 41-7. Tampa Bay just scored a moment ago. This is a wild ball game, seesawing back and forth, and the Buccaneers just got a touchdown to reclaim the lead at the Silverdome in the latter stages of the 4th quarter, 27-23. We'll keep an eye on it for you. Houston and San Diego, the Oilers are in the process of running out the clock in this one, and they have a 27-0 lead. Houston will be 3-1, and the Chargers, who have no offense at all, will be 0-4 under Bobby Ross. And Minnesota wallops Cincinnati. The score 42-7 at Riverfront. Rich Gannon, who had to go out with an injured hand a week ago in a Minnesota win over Tampa Bay, winds up throwing, 4 touchdown passes in this one. Terry Allen caught one of those. He also ran for 2, so 3 touchdowns on the day for him. Boomer Esiason replaced at quarterback in the second half by Donald Hollis. Esiason wasn't hurt, but he was ineffective, and the fans were booing him after the first half. So David Shula goes to Hollis, and Hollis wasn't able to get much going in the second half either. Minnesota wins it 42-7. Juice?
Well, as I said earlier, I'm happy for my Buffalo Bills. They are my Buffalo Bills. I played there. I like the fact that they're very serious now, and they've been to the Super Bowl twice now, and I think they got the right frame of mind. They know it doesn't count until they get back to the Super Bowl. And this afternoon, I'm looking for the Jets to get off the schneid.
Joe.
I like that prediction, yes. If the Jets don't get off the schneid, they're going to be in real serious trouble. I think they can beat the Rams today. They're a better team than the Rams. They just haven't played that way. They've got to stop dropping so many passes. Browning Nagel's been playing well. Of course, he didn't play last week, but he's getting the ball to him. Rob Moore, Toon, these guys got to start catching the balls.
All right, time for us to take a commercial break. Back to wrap things up right after this.